Hello, hi guys, welcome back to the Football Showdown channel. We are back with a new stream, this time end of season, hence transfer talks. A lot of things are happening, a lot of conversations to be had, not just regarding Arsenal, but I think in terms of the Premier League front, there are a lot of moves that are being, let's say, rumored. There are a lot of moves that are yet to happen. There are so many moves that are going to be made. It could be like a domino effect. To discuss a lot of things about that, we have a panel to discuss a lot about what's happening around the world in terms of football, like what's happening in Italy, like how they play their roulette among all their Italian managers, or like how Bundesliga is trying to make sure that Bayern doesn't get the best talent. To talk about all of that, this is the right space to be at. You can notice uh, some time back that we were trying to reach 700 subscribers, 800, 900, and now we are at 1,000 odd. We're trying to hit 1.5K soon. Maybe the targets have changed. We thought if we can hit 1,000 subscribers before the start of next season, that'll be great. But now new targets, new hope. So we're trying to hit 2,000 subscribers before the start of next season. Let's see if that is possible. We do not know. What is it to hope, right? But yeah, to talk today regarding what is happening around the footballing world, let's add our panel. Early, this time much earlier than normal. Parth.
Hello,
Hey
hello,
Parth,
hello.
how are you?
I'm actually doing great, but listening
Mm,
to all the clubs making moves and Arsenal still
mm,
deciding on who to go for at the striker position. Yeah,
mm.
it's it's demoralizing and it's starting to make me feel iffy about the next season.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, okay. I mean, I'm not really like. I know today is June 2nd, right? So June 1st to June 10th is the first window before the Club World Cup starts. And then again from June, I think 16th to all the way to August something
yeah.
is the second window. So I'm not really concerned. I know there's a lot of time to make the deals happen. I still don't think majority of Arsenal deals will be happening in the first segment. I think it'll happen in the second segment. I think we had this discussion before, but it's always nice to see news breakout, a lot of conversations to be had as well. Like, yeah, regarding Arsenal front, the same constant. A striker has been linked to Arsenal. Uh, a random left winger is also linked to Arsenal and all of that. But we'll come to the Arsenal bit maybe once the comments have also like cooked in.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about what's happening in Syria. Aren't like I really honestly don't get it. Like, how are the same similar or the same Italian managers like rotating among themselves? Like, where is the sense of loyalty? Like, is it only just a Premier League thing or is it just a Bundesliga thing? Like, don't Serie managers have that thing? I'm really confused on what's happening
Feel
out there.
feel like in Serie
Mm,
A, it's the Italian managers running the league, and it is all about securing the next best Italian manager out there. That is why they
mm,
don't tend to look at other nationalities when it comes to managers, and that is
mm,
one of the reasons I feel why this manager roulette is going on at Serie A.
Makes sense, makes sense. Gary, welcome, Gary. How are you? I hope you have good news to share with us regarding the Madrid front as well. Hello to you, my brothers. Punjabi gaye or final. Our captain Ayad best servant. I'm not saying anything. Touchwood, everything goes well. Touchwood, everything goes well. That's what I'm just saying. Yeah. Evening Arsenal bros is looking bleak. Arey, just the start of the season, man. I mean, start of the winter
No, the
transfer
thing
season.
is, we've been starving for attackers for like 2 seasons now, and still not having a concrete link about a half decent winger. It
Mm,
scares me. I mean, I know that shouldn't happen, and it won't happen probably, but
mm,
the
mm,
mere fact of me
mm,
thinking of Arsenal 25-26 kicking off the first game of the season with
mm.
Martinelli or Trossard as a starting wingers, yeah, it is scary for us.
But it's again too soon. But yeah, you know what? Bro, let us know where you're from because you said evening, right? Where are you from? India, like I mean,
I'm
from the
from
Asian
India.
side of things, or like that side we need to. We left Garcia deal. Oh yeah, we did. I still think that's the right thing to do. I really think that is the right thing to do because honestly, we have not yet secured our first priority, or nor have we uh, got done with our first priority, that is getting a striker or attacking forwards, right?
Yeah.
I don't think investing 25 million or 26 million in a backup goalkeeper is the right thing to do. I get the point where people say that, oh, you got to keep improving to make sure that your team does well. We have not improved our attacking front to have the luxury to go and invest 26 million on a backup goalkeeper. That's what I think. So yeah, that's Ritin Gandhi says Gary, it's Kharif
This
season
season,
trying to. Oh,
I
oh,
saw
oh,
the
oh.
crop season. Wow,
Nice,
wow, very good,
nice, nice,
very
nice,
good.
nice. Mm. Hi Parth bro, कैसे हो आप?
बढ़िया बढ़िया बहुत बढ़िया.
Sucheet, I was tuned in the live yesterday. I posted a link in the chat. It got deleted, I think. Oh, okay. What was it about from India? Cool. Oh yeah. Welcome, welcome. What was the link about? I mean, not the transfer link, but what was that link about? I'm assuming it's going to be regarding some transfer move, if I'm not wrong, but yeah. Mm. Coming back to the Syria thing, right? I think
Yeah,
in a way you're right. I think in a way you're right because they're trying to rotate the same Italian managers, right? Because you look at Inzaghi, you look at Conte,
right.
Allegri, now even Sarri. People thought that
Yeah,
Sarri was still the manager of Lazio, so he was sacked in 2024, and now he's been re-signed as a manager. I'm like, see, there is a reason why you're getting sacked. In what phase is the club coming to you and saying that please sign back with us? Or with what phase are you going in saying that I will sign for you? Like it really baffles me, to be honest. It just doesn't make sense in my eyes. It's funny, man. It's whatever.
but as long as the league is serving
Mm.
some tense matches and some high octane drama, yeah, I'm all for it. I don't care about who
Mm-hmm.
the manager is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There is no other news in Arsenal, all false rumors and clickbaits. Huh? Uh, like I said, I think it will be from the second half onwards where we will have uh,
Sujeet,
uh,
the problem is we've been linked with forwards for 2 years now. For 2 years. And we haven't signed anyone after Trossard. I
mhm,
don't care about you delaying your transfers until the second half of the transfer window, but
mm,
need to hear things. I need to see that we are approaching someone. We are at least inclined to sign someone. I
mm,
hear
mm,
about Nico Williams. The talk is, yeah, he might come. Wages are an issue. The wages have been an issue for over a year now.
mm,
And if Williams is not keen on a move, move on to other targets.
mm.
We are either Nico Williams or bust. And if we don't sign a left winger, I can assure you we are not winning the league.
I completely agree, dude. I'm just saying that the window just opened. See, it's fine. I mean, it's not like we've lost our main target. It's not like we've lost Nico Williams to some other club. It's not like Rodriguez got to some other club or even Barcola. Some people are saying that we need to sign Barcola and he's going to another club. I think still. I can honestly, I think there's still a long way to go.
Do I, do I land in a damning thing, right? And
Mm,
I'll do that.
mm,
Last summer's primary targets were in the attacking positions
mm,
Benjamin Sheshko and Nico Williams.
mm,
Fast forward a year later, summer of 25-26, and
mm,
those two are still our primary targets. Our
mm, mm.
primary targets haven't changed from the last year, and we haven't signed either of them. I mean, what
Mm,
what am I even what am I
mm,
even
mm.
supposed to say?
Yeah, yeah. Let's add another person, probably. Uh, we'll send in a different perspective. I hope your shopping is done. Hi, Arush.
What's up, boys?
How
I
are you,
see
sir?
you're
How are
fuming for absolutely no reason, but GG to y'all, bro.
See,
I'm doing good,
uh,
bro.
mm-hmm. Ainsley, we need to hear things for 2025. Uh, it was a city question for Vardhan. It was a Twitter link. If I think you guys should look at. But what is it about? Like, is it regarding certain player or is it regarding certain? Let us know what it is about. Your guy, bro. Mitrovic linked to United. I
Mitrovic
saw
is in
that.
Saudi, no?
Yeah, yeah, he's
Yeah,
in Saudi. He's in Saudi.
Al
I saw
Hilal.
this literally 2 minutes before I set up this team and everything. I couldn't believe it, man. I mean, like,
Hear me
he,
out. Hear me out.
ah,
Hear me out.
yeah, go ahead.
Ashby, you
Loki
might
heel
need
slap.
to Ashby, you might need to run back the championship debates alongside the Premier League as to like how y'all analyze Gyökeres, right? Run that
Mm.
again, bro.
And
Mitrovic.
if Gyökeres is a good target, Mitrovic has to be one of the better ones.
Premier
Mitrovic has
League
done it in
proven,
the
bro.
Premier League.
Premier League
Premier League
proven.
proven.
See, that's what, no, I do not think it's a bad move. I just
Yeah,
don't
honestly,
think,
I just
I
want to
mean,
see his age once.
no, see, imagine, okay, would you have Mateta or this thing, uh,
Mateta, man.
or
Mateta, bro, any
Mitrovic?
day.
Mateta.
Mateta, right? So,
Mateta.
if you're not able to get Mateta out of Palace, I don't think Mitrovic is a bad move. I don't know how he's doing at Saudi. I know that league is like much more slower and hence
He's
his
30.
fitness might
He'll
have
turn
dropped.
30 by the 31 by the season starts.
Okay,
Wow.
never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
Never mind.
What the
Never mind.
fuck?
Oh,
79 games played for Al Hilal, 68 goals.
Victor Gyökeres, come out.
40 goals in his first season, 28 goals in his second season. If we are
He
talking
is
uh,
about
cooking,
goals
man.
in any league, he should be
hmm.
the guy, bro. Mitrovic is your
Mhm.
guy, bro.
Ayush Lala, bring these takes on my bring these kinds of. Arey bhai, we're barely having any viewers on our channel. You're farming out people from this to your channel, please. Please.
What take did I have before I came?
No, no,
Mitrovic, man, I guess.
not just Mitrovic kind of thing. He's like spoke about like Italian managers rotating among themselves
Italian managers, man.
Oh yeah.
in Syria or like us not making moves because there's still time. It's not yet gone to.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
fair,
I think
man.
that yeah,
Window hasn't even started for
champions.
us still, man.
Fair enough. I Nouri's to City. I think this is a very good deal. I honestly think this is a
Yeah.
very good deal. I don't.
Honestly
What?
speaking, there's no
Mm.
need for City for this.
Exactly.
No, but who are the left backs?
Guardiola,
Guardiola, Ake,
So
Nathan
Guardiola
Ake,
is
yes.
Nathan Ake injury prone. Guardiola is seen like the Calafiorica profile. Who else?
what is Ait Nouri? Is Ait Nouri
Left back.
bringing something for them defensively?
No,
Nah.
he'll play as a left back, and who's not injury prone. I still think he'll start over Ake.
He is not a left back, left back.
For Ake, bro, but Guardiola's the main left back, no? As much as you're saying competition also, the profile is
Mm.
not anything different to Guardiola, right?
Mm. But
As
Guardiola will played as a centre back if I'm not wrong. Like how Calafiori is played.
Yeah, he does for sure he plays.
Mm,
But then they have
mm,
two new center backs with them, right? They have Kusanov plus they have Jumata who's coming now.
We, they've
mm.
also got Vitor Hayes.
Victor
Victor
Hayes,
Hayes is
yeah.
also there.
Mm,
Then they have Ruben Diaz,
mm.
who's obviously a starter.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Uh,
I
Ait
think right
Nouri
back
is
is the
a
position. I think right back is the position they have to go because
yeah.
Kyle Walker's leaving anyways,
I,
right?
right back, I think
Yeah,
right back,
Jesus.
who are they trying? I think they're trying Liverpool if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. No,
Livramento, yeah.
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 Mm,
Livramento is a perfect fullback. Ait Nouri is not a
mm,
fullback. He's more
And
of a
Ait
mm,
Nouri,
midfielder.
for the viewers, I
Plays
don't think
there.
so. Ait Nouri has ever played in the back four,
Yeah,
unless
mm,
Algeria play a back
he's
four.
always been a part of a back five.
I still think Ant Nouri for United would have been insane. I still do not know why they went for Dorgo over Ant Nouri. Like I know he'll cost, but I'm sure he's like Premier League proven. He can take back five. He can run. You know the way he run riots against United for almost 2 seasons. He's been doing that. Right? I still do not know why when they went for Dorgo
I
over
right
him.
Nouri creates chaos, man. And
Mm,
all the kind of signings, City is making right now in Ryan Cherky,
Okay.
mm,
Omar Marmoush already signed, and Ait Nouri, it
mm.
screams a very not so City like football which will be played next season.
I mean, but if you
And
look at okay, in terms of are you talking in terms of profile or are you talking about types of players as a signing?
In terms of the football that City plays, you can't
Okay.
play the City way with Ait Nouri starting. I'm sorry, you can't.
Hmm,
He's
hmm,
not that
hmm,
kind
I
of a
think
player.
I personally feel Ait Nouri is very one-dimensional with the way he plays.
hmm. Okay.
I think he's very tunnel vision
Hmm,
with
hmm.
like the football the same routines that he has, right? That's what I think about. It's not like I
Right.
watched him extensively, but then he
Uh-huh.
is, I think, 22 or 23, and
Mm,
Yeah.
City
mm,
want to overhaul. But I don't
mm,
think so. Left back is a position that they need to actually invest in. And how much is the
mm.
deal coming to?
Uh,
No mention
mm,
of the fee. No
yeah, no
mention of
man.
the fee when City is negotiating.
And
Fair
Wolves
enough.
would like to mint them, bro, because they've already minted United for Kuna, so they have
Mm.
because
I'm just, mm,
the the complete back. I mean the heart of Wolves is going to get sold now. They
mm,
don't
mm,
have anyone left, to be honest, in like
mm,
to make money out of.
true.
No.
So
Mm,
Wolves is one team, I've liked for a very long time, and there's two players who I used to love when I used to watch Wolves play regularly. So it was
mm,
Ryan Nouri and Joao Gomez.
oh, Joao
Feel
mm,
Gomez
that
for sure.
both
mm,
these players will succeed at wherever they go, but I just don't see Ait Nouri being a very good player for a team like City. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just feel that he might not suit the system that City tries to
mm,
play. And if
mm,
he's being
mm,
signed as depth or just as some other profile, fair enough. I mean, City's got the cash; they're splashing it on a good player. So yeah,
mm, mm. I just thought of things that the deal could be 40 to 50. I think that is a fair, I
Yeah,
think that's
that's
a
a
fair
fair
price.
price for him as
It's
well.
a fair price. True, true, true. Make Parth Arsenal fan here. Ashtok says 14 goals in the Premier League in 2022 is nowhere near today's demand. 3 years away from top tier football is a long time. Fair enough. Ask yourself if Mitrovic is a striker leading your dribble and you're confident. See,
We
we
are not in
wouldn't.
the league. We are not in the
tell
league.
me one, tell me one striker that would be willing to join United, a top striker. There's none.
That's a real question.
There's none. Gyökeres, if Gyökeres signs for United, it would purely be because no other club has gone for him and Sporting wants to get rid of him. He's not
Mitrovic
coming
honestly
to
is a
United
good option for
otherwise.
them.
I
And Amorim
low key
I
spoke
he
you.
will slap.
I
Low
would say
key.
a Jonathan David for a free as well, but then
Yeah.
Mm,
he doesn't look like a guy who would leave European football for and come to the Premier League in a
okay.
rebuild side of United
Mm,
as well.
mm, mm, mm,
Mitrovic as a stopgap signing if you aren't able to sign anyone and if you're stuck with someone like a Rasmus Højlund as your main number nine, he isn't a bad shout. He
And
actually
I
isn't
but
a
think
bad shout.
but
Mitrovic
again,
for the
mm,
growth of Hoyland is also good to the way it
Yeah.
would happen.
in that way you could say, but because, see, stopgap signing for 40 million with the condition that
That
United.
is a ridiculous price. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you have
That's
to
a very good.
condition it as to how they bought him for, right? Saudi must have also bought him for a lot. And they must be paying
Hmm.
Mm,
him hefty fees, wages, everything there.
for sure,
United
for
would
sure.
have
Yeah.
to, if they want him, then they'll have to get something out of him, even
Mm,
being 30 or 31.
mm, mm. Edu already started his Brazilian project at Forest. Igor Jesus. Uh, by the way, these players were linked at Arsenal. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember Igor Jesus.
No, only Igor
The
Jesus, right? The rest of them.
Mm.
the only guy we fucking signed was Marquinhos. Man, Edu should be tried for treason. I'm not even lying, man.
Oh, see, it's true because so the report was that he doesn't have the mentality for the Premier League. In what world a guy from Georgia who's trying to make his name in European football or footballing world doesn't have the mentality at top tier? Like, in what world? It's not like he's coming from a footballing nation like France or like something like he's coming from Georgia. From there, having ballers from there itself is like very less. And on top of that, trying to make it big in the European footballing world. Are you telling me that he lacks the mentality? Like, just put things in perspective and instead of him, we signed Marquinhos. Bro, Marquinhos, man. What do we say? What do we say? Just imagine Kvaratskhelia at Arsenal. Our left wing situation would have been solved, or our entire left and right situation could have been solved with just one signing.
And I'd still say that it is all hindsight, but yeah,
Uh,
it's just about what could have been. It should
mhm,
have been this way. It's all
mhm.
about that.
Another player who went to Napoli or Arsenal, or Arsenal back in COVID, Kvaratskhelia now. Yeah. Pep is joining City, so he will bring some Klopp's
Yeah,
vibes
he
to the
was
team.
there with
Yeah.
Liverpool for like nine
And
years or something, right?
Mhm,
and
mm, mm,
I was always in favor of Ait Nouri moving to a club like Liverpool. He would have done very, very well there in that
mm,
system.
Makes sense.
And if Pep Linders is coming to City, and I feel that Pep Linders will would bring, I won't say a culture change or a footballing change, but definitely will have some impact on the kind of football City plays. And Ait
Mm,
Nouri might prove to be a good signing.
mm, mm. Uh, is, is coaching Reinders?
Oh,
Oh yeah, Reinders. Yeah. So, what do you guys think about that deal to City?
perfect. Perfect.
There's
Aarush
nothing
might have.
can go wrong, to be honest.
Mm, mm,
They
mm,
needed a box-to-box profile this season with the way they've
Yeah.
considered the amount
mm,
of chances on like the
mm,
transition and even like how they couldn't control much of the ball. And they are
mm,
looking to be that transition-based side currently with how
mm, mm,
every game has basically panned out even versus the mid-table clubs in the Premier League. So I think Tijani Reinders is one of the best signings you can get out of. And the
mm.
fee is also like very decent in terms of getting a player of his talent. So
Yeah, 65 is nothing. 65 is
Mm.
it's
nothing
it's
for
a
a
good
player
signing to
of
be
that
honest.
caliber.
I agree that they've signed midfield profiles in terms of who Nico Gonzalez, and then they've made Matthias Nunes as well, right? He
Mm,
also
Nunes, yeah.
plays midfield. Yeah, he plays
mm,
right back as well. But
mm,
again, that's a player he could have
mm,
made the most of basically Pep, because he's been like
Eh,
tested at right back for absolutely no reason,
mm.
and it hasn't. And he's also very hefty fees for a player, no? He's like 60 plus or
50,
something,
50,
50
60
60
something.
plus
plus.
Yeah.
pounds.
Mm.
Pounds.
So,
So again,
so I spoke. So we had stream yesterday with the City fan, right? So he was like, he sees him play more like a right back because the output from his right back position is like
Who?
much better than Vardhan. Yesterday, a City
No,
fan.
no, no, no. Who does
Mm.
he see us playing as a right back?
Nunes. Because his
No,
output from the right back situation is
no,
much better than his midfield output.
no.
It could be like a chemistry.
honestly
I'm not saying
speaking,
that.
though,
Mm.
the output of a midfielder is always going to be higher than a mid
Yeah.
output of a right back.
Mm. Do you think it could be something like a chemistry situation? No, right?
Nah,
He's
man.
not
Nah,
as
nah, nah.
refined in
Not.
midfield, but I get your point.
Mm-hmm.
I get
No,
your
I'm just
point
saying the
because
similarities are there. The parallels
it's
could be
not like
made.
he's been playing bad at right back or something, but
Mm.
He isn't the right back.
it's not
Mm.
it's underutilizing a player whose capabilities are in midfield.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Ola,
See,
hi Vipra, welcome.
Rodri,
Mm.
I still see Nico Gonzalez as being an understudy to someone like a Rodri. And
Mm.
if Tiani Reinders, that won't happen, but
yeah,
that's
it won't
just
happen.
what I
Yeah,
think. And
Mm.
when it comes to Tiani Reinders and Mateus Nunes, both of them can play in the midfield and both of them are very good at box to boxes.
Mm.
Now, what
it's
are
all
your
on
Uh,
thoughts
how
on
he
Nico?
translates through the Premier League, basically, in my opinion, with the
Hmm.
physicality, with the speed and everything.
Now, how do you see Nico and Rodri thing work out?
I don't see it work out for the way Nico has had his 6 months in England.
Thoughts on how he did?
Physicality isn't
Hmm.
his forte. Passing, I'd agree, he's very good in his passing. He
He's
can
good, yeah.
control the game. But it's just what Rodri brings to the game
mm.
isn't being able to translate it. Well, he could obviously do so
And
in
that's
the
why I
time
said
he
an
has.
understudy.
Yeah,
Mm.
it works out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't see because Rodri is going to get shipped very soon.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
sure going
yeah,
to
yeah.
get shipped. There were already
My,
links to Real Madrid or something, right?
mm.
And it's crazy as to how I see any team and every team. I see the midfield and I'm like Zubimendi would change their lives. It's
Mm.
with City, it's with Liverpool, it's with any other club. It's with United. I can name any club and
It's with
Zubimendi
Real
goes
Madrid as
straight
well.
into the 11. Straight into the 11.
Mhm.
We got him, man. I've got my thoughts on Zubimendi signing for us. If that works out the way I've thought in my head, and if we don't
Mm.
sign a winger,
Mm.
I won't say we are winning the league, but yeah, we might be able to compete.
We'll take. Yeah. Villa not interested in Naika. Should we be interested in him? How are him and Alcon different? Ooh.
Naipan
Okay.
is a different profile to Elkanus.
Yeah,
Hmm. I think
Naipan
Naika is
is
more.
more of a
Hmm.
box to box guy who
Hmm.
is very good in attacking spaces, but he prefers the left hand spaces in terms of only dribbling. This guy
Hmm.
is more of a dribbler.
Hmm.
Elkanus is more of a pass first player.
Hmm.
Elkanus can basically cover at least 3 to 4 positions in attack. Four
Yeah,
positions
yeah.
basically.
Uh, uh,
Right
uh,
wing, left, center mid, attacking mid. He can play
mm,
these. And he has been doing well in the Premier League as well. Naipan is way too young, man. I think he's 16, 17, 18, one of those.
oh,
And
17.
he's coming from a league in Norway.
Mm,
How efficiently would he? I mean, he is being touted to be one of the best talents in Europe,
mm,
and which
mm,
is why we had conversations in January of saying how he could be one of our attacking options for the squad next year or something like that. So
mm.
yeah, it's a bit tricky, but for the
I
If
see
future,
if
Alcon. I see Alcon is more like a deep lying playmaker rather than like a box
nah
to
nah
box
nah nah
kind
nah, nah.
of.
He's not a deep lying
no, no, no.
playmaker.
He's a creative player, direct player.
Yeah,
Mm. Okay, okay.
he likes to play
Mm,
higher up, and the kind of traits that he has, he's got that fast feet, and he's got the dribbling on him. He's got the burst of pace, and
mm,
he's got an eye for goal.
mm,
He can go on a run and shoot, and
mhm,
uh, that
Naipan
just
can be
screams
your
an attacking
controller
midfielder
profile.
position.
Yeah,
Controller
yeah,
profile, perfect.
yeah.
okay, okay.
And now, food for thought, if we are already going to integrate Max Rauman in the 11 next season, from
Mm.
the looks of it, then Sver Naipan, yeah, I mean,
That's what I think. If Domin is supposed to be integrated, I think Naipan could be a redundant
I
signing.
yeah.
I don't
honestly
think
feel
anything like that.
Dauman won't get integrated into the squad. Honestly feel he's just
Uh-huh.
way too young to even come for Premier
Yeah,
League level now.
I'm saying that maybe if he can play those games like Carabao Cup or in the initial stages of FA Cup, something like that, I think he'll still get game time.
Hmm.
Again, if he Naipan, I assume that he'll still not be able to play the main team, when those getting those big minutes and all that stuff, right? So, yeah.
But I think the first
If
time
there's a
we'll even
player
see, yeah, continue.
if there's a player we can sign for cheap, and a player we can sign if we are not able to secure our primary targets, or even if we haven't got an attacking midfielder on our radar, it is El Khanusman. 30 million is nothing for a player like him, and he
Mhm.
Elevates in
definitely
price.
plays a good part in our team.
Mhm.
100%.
Also, I have a
And he's
striker
right-footed.
suggestions for.
Right
Also,
footed, yeah.
I have a striker suggestions for United, but we'll come back to that. Uh, do you think if Arsenal sell Martinelli and go? Do you think if Arsenal sell Martinelli and go bring? See why Barcola for that same price or so for that money we can go get either a Rodri or a Nico, right? See, okay, at least in
Rodri,
my priority list, I would
Rodrigo
have
is
Rodrigo. I'd have Rodrigo,
Rodriguez.
Nico Williams, and then anyone else because
I agree.
Barcola is good, but things like whenever I've seen him play, he's always done bad. I do not know why
Except for
because
the Champions League final, where I can say the few minutes he got, he was entertaining because
no, he
the
was. Yeah,
game state was like that, man. He can't be
Hmm.
keeping quiet in that game state. But I am
mm-hmm.
also not. Barcola would be my fourth of fourth,
Wait,
fifth favorite.
who would your third choice be?
Gordon probably.
Ooh, Gordon is a good shot. Gordon is a good
Nico
shot.
is first for
Yeah.
me. Rodrigo is two for me.
Ooh,
Rodrigo is
okay,
A1 for
Perfect.
me.
okay.
But the issue is just that, Rodrigo, with all the reports we are hearing from the
Yeah,
Real
Rodrigo
Madrid
is not going
camp,
to
they
leave.
are that he wants to play there, and Xabi is going to focus more on the defensive side of things. And with Rodrigo, that comes in abundance. And I feel that he'll bang at Madrid.
Surely bang.
And when it
If
comes
he
to
plays
Nico Williams,
ahead
man,
of Vinny, he's bang on.
yeah,
See,
Vinicius should
here's
be.
my thought.
Uh,
When Ancelotti went back to Madrid, he said the same thing. Odegaard is going to be a key part of our team. He's going to start and he's going to do this. He's going to do that. Cut to the second half of the summer window. What happens? He's linked to Arsenal. Kalas. 30,
He was
35 million.
spoiled for choices. There was no way Martin Odegaard would have started in that Real Madrid team. Rodrigo is a consistent starter at Madrid.
No, but they don't start him. And he wants starting minutes. And in the right position, not even as a right winger. That is why I think
If we can
if
make it happen, Rodrigo
hmm,
is a no-brainer,
that's what
because
I think it's a second
with
half
the way
of the
things are,
season open. Hmm,
looking with Nico Williams, is just that the price
hmm,
is not an issue, the wages are. And I don't see us giving him 300k, and we shouldn't
hmm,
be giving him 300k. If he's that desperate for a move, he should be lowering his wages. It's
hmm,
just, yeah, go and be at San Sebastian, man. I can't say anything more. We've been after that guy for over a year. We still
hmm.
do not have any sort of clarity over what he wants to do. I mean,
Yes.
We
I
won't
think
have
what.
clarity for now because they're playing the Nations League games also, right? I
Mm,
think that matters the most in terms of Nico Williams' camp because he's coming back from an injury. Everything's
mm,
going into making him fit for this semi-final. So let's see
mm.
post that. But striker should be done by then.
Yeah. A player
should.
that has been linked with Arsenal, or many Arsenal fans want him, is Rafael, like how Arnie Selvan said. I don't rate him that much, maybe for the fact that he doesn't, he has a lot of attitude issues, first thing. Second thing, he doesn't contribute to the team when we are playing as a put, right? So if I were to get someone like Rafael in terms of like running power and that kind of output, and I will spend that money on Semenyo because I see Semenyo having similar
Yeah.
turning power like Rafael, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong, but let me know.
Rafael, yeah, man,
Uh,
I've
yeah.
held this opinion on him for a very long time. He is good when no one is seeing him play. I'll just say that.
Mhm. Uh, Lisa is better than Hoyland and
Ooh.
Mitrovic combined. I would rather go for Vardy, David, and good
JB.
enough. Fair enough.
Bro,
Fair play.
Visa is a very good option for them, but I just don't see
Mm.
Brentford selling
Mm.
Yeah,
You know, they,
because
now
Embuemo
that
is the
Ember.
one who's coming.
Mboemo is on the
Yeah,
market. And
Mm.
and
Ashby,
it
you
always
can't
happens,
say
right? Yeah,
Ashby, you can't say that you don't want Mitrovic for a rebuild, and then in the same comment say that I would rather go for Vardy. I mean, it
Ah,
isn't
ah,
mathing.
mm.
and I
Ask by
honestly
go
think
for her.
even Thomas Frank's project has always been you sell one of your key players, the next
Mm.
best key player takes over, and that has
Yeah,
Mm.
happened since Tony took over Embuemo. And I think if
Mm.
Embuemo goes, I think Visa is the guy who
Visa.
will
Lisa.
take that team
Yeah,
ahead for
Mm.
sure.
Mm. Yeah. Ask by go
yeah,
for
good.
bro. Where is that guy? Rather, bro, Nunes de do hame.
Nunes,
Oh,
Nunes
70
They'll get
million from Nunes
minted
will
will
for
go.
help there.
they'll get minted for money, bro.
Mm-hmm. And see, another player who, if they want to go young and they want to go in a rebuild kind of thing, right? I think Tell.
Why would Tottenham let go of him? And why would he go and join United?
Why would he join Tottenham now? Has he signed the deal?
It is a loan
It's
deal,
a
right?
loan with obligation.
Did
No, I
did
don't
they
think it's
get
an
the
obligation.
obligation? There is
I
an
don't think it's an
obligation,
obligation.
45 or
I
something million.
am not aware of that.
There is an obligation.
Okay. I'm not sure of the obligation. I just know that
If the
he's been there
Tottenham
on
move
loan.
doesn't materialize, there is no way United would be going for him. United United don't need another wingerish striker. They need a striker.
No, I mean, if they're looking for like young and they're looking to like rebuild, Tell is an option. But they, because, see, getting
Oh, there's no buy
Mateta out of
option included.
hmm,
Ooh.
getting Mateta
Striker.
out of Palace will be costly.
Yeah,
To get Mitrovic is not a right option, in my opinion. If they were to get Gyökeres, maybe. But again, he'll cost you what, close to 60 to 70 million. Can they put that much money while trying to build a midfield as well?
I feel that United would be willing to take the sanctions as they come for breaching the PSR rules, or the spending cap. They
Hmm.
would do it because they are in dire need of it. They've already
Hmm.
signed Mateus Cunha. If they pull off someone like a Brian Mboemo, and if they get Gyökeres,
Hmm.
101% their spending capacity
That's
will go overboard, but
Hmm.
it will
that's
improve their team
200
massively.
million, bro. That's
Hmm.
200
Yeah,
million for three attacking
Hmm.
signings. And they're done with that.
Okay. Okay. Uh, I think I still okay. Maybe that is when Bruno's situation will come into pictures
hmm.
because he's
Bruno is
been linked
leaving.
heavy. He's
He's
been heavily
he's
linked to
leaving.
Al Hilal for
But
100
see,
million or something.
as much help is Bruno to the financial situation, he's
Hmm.
not being a help to the rebuild if he goes. That's what I think.
Uh, See,
Because say you
Cunha
do
and
three in, one out, you will
hmm.
have to get that one in who is as influential as Bruno in that position.
No,
I
no.
don't
Nah,
see
So
them
I
going.
disagree. I
okay, okay,
disagree with
okay.
this.
Let's okay. One second. One second. So basically, thoughts on Cunha to United and Dilap to Chelsea. We'll discuss this. Okay, but let's try and make sense about them making attacking signings and how that is possible. Right. So players who are going Rashford, Garnacho, for sure. Right. These are two pure
Sancho,
profits.
oh, he's there.
Sancho, apparently Chelsea want to sign him. Probably that third goal or that goal that he scored in that Conference League has helped us. I do not know,
Actually,
right? I think so because they're having the final talks or something. I think for like 25 million, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? So there. So we have Garnacho, Rashford, pure profits. Let's say in total they get a total of like 70 million. Pessimistically, realistically, I think 80 million they'll get because
For
Uh,
Garnacho plus Rashford.
Rashford is
yeah,
40. Garnacho, they won't sell for anything less than 60 million. They won't.
yeah. I see Garnacho in a 45 to 60 range, not more than that.
Okay, so okay, hyper realistically, we'll keep it at 90 million. Cool.
90, yeah. Yeah.
90 million. Okay. Then you have
Bruno.
and then their wages are also saved. And then so 90 million pure profit. So in books also they can I think projected as 180 or two se-
180,
or
they can project it as twice. Yeah.
yeah, as 180. So in that way that will help. But will this budget be used as a transfer thing? I do not know because their operation
Hmm.
costs have gone up. They need to feed a lot of mouths as well because they rejected and they cut a lot of jobs in the meantime while
Yeah.
trying to make sure
Yeah.
that they reduce fees. So in that way, I do not know how much of the 90 million will be used for their transfer budget. Then comes Bruno Fernandes. His wages are like 300 plus, and on top of that, so that will be like recouped. And then you have 100 million given by Al Hilal. Again, in that 100 million, how much of it is used to like balance the books? I'm not really sure.
But wait,
Probably,
at the same time, as much as Bruno Fernandes is going to leave if it's a Saudi club,
hmm.
that has to happen now because Club World Cup is
Mhm.
Hmm.
starting.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
The whole point is that.
Hmm.
So that is also to keep in consideration.
Okay, okay. So that could happen before
Bruno
16th of the month.
Fernandez's Bruno Fernandez's sale makes too much sense for me, man. Just makes
Mm,
too much sense for me. And
mm, mm,
if I were to think from Ineos's point of view, they will
mm,
sell him. They
uh,
100% will because they do not have any other option to generate any money.
mm,
And they can't operate on like 90 million or 180 million, whatever that
mm,
amount would be. Even if
mm,
you assume it to be 180 million thing, it won't be
mm.
possible for them to sign the targets that they are wanting to sign because
Yeah,
only
mm.
Ericsson
improving
is
the
also
attack
leaving, right?
won't solve issues.
Oh,
Ericsson
what
is
is
out
he
of
from?
contract.
Ericsson is gone.
Yeah, he's done.
He's leaving for free.
What about
Who else?
Luke Shaw?
Who else?
Luke.
I don't know till when his contract is, but hmm, okay, wait, let me see. Luke Shaw contract. So he signed a 4-year deal in 24. No, wait,
He's
when did he
contracted
sign?
then.
He's contracted, but till when I'm not sure. That is the conversation that we need to see. Oh, I think he's contracted till 27. Yeah, till 27 years contract.
So one season, two seasons.
Hmm. So that is it. So I'm just seeing like, okay, if they make in terms of like 300 million or something, uh, 300 million or so, not 300 million, like, let's say 200 million from player sales, how much of it can they actually use it in their budget is the
See,
question.
They'll have to
and I'm
minimum
not.
use 200 million in order to do something and get a
Hmm.
result next season.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
200
Hmm.
is required.
That is where taking the sanctions comes in. I feel
Hmm.
that they'll be willing to, take a point deduction of whatever the repercussions will be. Because
Hmm.
anyways, United is going to do nothing next season as well. So why not just take the point deduction and focus on the evil?
But I don't think so
Hmm.
they'll get a point deduction, bro. They aren't like that bad. And they are United, so they'll find their way out of this. For sure.
Hmm.
If City can find their way out of 115, then why not?
Hmm. That is fair to say. That is actually fair to say. Because look at
Bro,
them
the league
spend
won't
200.
hit the mighty clubs, bro. The league won't
Hmm.
hit the mighty clubs. At least it's United, then for sure not. If I had the Arsenal, then I could say something would happen. But
Hmm. Hmm.
United being the epitome of whatever English history, I don't think so, bro.
Hmm. Hmm. So thoughts on Cunha to United? I think that is a good
Very
move
good.
Top signing.
for United.
Very good.
Delap to Chelsea.
Cannot go
Uh,
wrong. You just cannot
hmm.
go wrong with that move. Even if you try to fuck it up, you can't.
I'm just trying to see from a Chelsea. Like, for Chelsea, it's a great deal. 30 million for a young striker who's done it in the championship and who's done well on his loans, who's done fairly decent for an Ipswich kind of team. He doesn't create much. I think he's done well. My only thing is that isn't he too young
He's
to
22.
like lead that team or something? Because
He won't
Nicolas
be leading
Jackson's
that team.
because they're trying to sign another striker if I'm not wrong. I think Jokeris is another player that they're linked
Ekitike.
to. Like Hugo Ekitike,
Yeah,
who's in the
but
similar age
even
profile.
if you're signing someone like a Hyogo Ekiteke, and then
Hmm.
you put in the question of the age factor coming in, is he good enough or is he experienced enough to lead the line? You won't
Hmm.
get it with Chelsea ever, because they aren't signing proven strikers, at least not from the links that we've heard.
And the
Hmm.
thing
Hmm.
is with Chelsea signing
Yes.
Delap is
Hmm.
I read a tweet today in the morning which said about how Chelsea are planning to go the City Academy way, in which
Hmm.
the current Chelsea assistant is basically the one who was of Man City in the previous days. He used to
Mhm.
run their
Hmm.
academy, and now he's the assistant manager of theirs. And today I saw a
Hmm.
link of Jamie Brano Gittins to them as well,
Okay, yeah.
which makes sense to the
Hmm.
way as which they want to see how the City Academy was at one point of time. They already
Hmm.
have Palmer,
Hmm.
they have Sancho as well, which
Hmm.
is obviously
Yeah. Yeah.
balanced out option. But
Hmm.
I'm just saying the route they're taking, it's a good punt to take in order to see how it functions because it's still a
Hmm.
young squad. And
Hmm.
it's not like they have the youngest squad in the whole Premier League anyways. So
Hmm.
I think bringing in a top striker who has that experience is not that position that they actually need, but rather
Hmm.
defense, I'd say.
True.
So
Good
Makes
point.
sense. And also,
I
City Academy players are like pretty like highly rated,
yeah, you
properly
say
rated.
Morgan
Mm.
Rogers or something
Morgan
also.
Rogers, yeah.
He's also class
Frimpong,
this season.
Delap, Morgan Rogers. Then you have, I think, Poro's also City Academy, if I'm not
Pedro
wrong.
Porro, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So like they have good players. I think it's a good, yeah, like you said, it's a good
I
fun
think
to
it
take, I
makes
guess.
sense because see,
Mm,
again, you have Nicholas Jackson in front of you. As bad
mm,
as a finisher he is, he's got a
mm,
very good gameplay in him to actually run the Chelsea side. And
mm, mm,
that part of him, which is
mm,
where he's not a good finisher, is going to be taken down by Delap.
mm,
Yeah.
And then that gives you a very good option, say off the bench in games where
mm,
you've been given chances and you can't score. You have Delap who's coming in and doing it.
mm.
Say that happens, plus you have Ekiteke, you're just too good for choices at this point of time. Because I
Right,
think if
right.
Ekiteke comes in to be second choice or third choice as well in this team, I think he's
Mm,
going to play a winger's role once or an
mm,
attacking midfielder's role off the bench or something like that very,
mm,
very, very, very frequently.
mm,
Why? Because
mm,
there's
mm,
Palmer as well. They're going to play the Champions League as well.
mm,
They have cup competitions as well. They have a good
mm,
squad in attack. They
mm.
have Raheem Sterling coming back to this side. So I think they're
Experience. There's
yeah,
your
experience.
experience.
So, okay, since we're on the Chelsea front, right? Wait, I guess Chelsea will look to sell Jackson, then sign Ekitike. Makes
Jackson's not
sense.
going anywhere.
But,
Jackson's not going anywhere.
okay. So the latest news is that it's Guardian. I don't know how far this is actually accurate, right? So they said that Chelsea would listen to offers for Sanchez, Petrovic, Viega, Chilwell, Desasi, Fofana, Dewsbury Hall, Chukwuemeka, Ugu and Sterling. Hey, I'm just trying here, okay? Don't but I made a
Okay,
keeper sell. I would
so
take Ugu. I would
who
actually
was the
take
one who
him.
played for Dortmund?
Oh,
Choco Mecca.
I'll take
Chukwuemeka.
that guy, bro. I'll take that
Carney
guy.
Choco
I
Mecca
like
is
that.
good. He's good.
I'll
Wait,
take that up. But okay,
wait,
okay.
who's
Again, they're selling both their goalkeepers,
Sanchez Petrovic, huh?
and they need to sign another one. When they have
Yeah.
got, I think, five goalkeepers last season.
Five.
Don't forget Kepa is still a Chelsea player.
Kepa. Good
Oh
shout.
yeah, he could just come back, man.
Dewsbury Hall of chocolate. Oh damn.
A chocolate that only functions in one side of Europe, which is like North, where
Yeah.
it's like the Conference League, right? On like that side.
Yeah.
Uh, I think immediately they forgot to add Nkunku because they're trying to sell Nkunku as
And
well.
Oh yeah, Nkunku is there as well,
Mm.
bro.
Sterling
he's a
also
sellable
Pakistani
asset,
one.
mind you. He's actually a
Ah.
sellable asset. He's
Mm-hmm.
going for upwards of a 50 million. That
Mm-hmm.
leaves you with Jackson in the team. Come what man. With Nicholas Jackson, Liam Delap, and Hugo Ekiteke, if they sign him, that is as complete a forward line as you can have. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it has got all the traits that one would want in an
They have
attacker and a striker.
they have Armando Broja as well.
So yeah, yeah.
Oh
He'll probably
yeah.
get loaned again. He'll probably get loaned again.
Mm-hmm.
And they have that academy guy, Tyreek George, the Saka lookalike.
Sukayo Baka. Yeah, this.
And they have the dope player, Mudrik.
Don't call Nkunku and Ateta will watch this game and buy him.
It's like such a baitable Arsenal player, no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, I can actually honestly see a Christopher
For
Nkunku to Arsenal happen on deadline day.
for once, he's not a bad player. I'd say that.
I agree. I agree.
I think Chelsea ain't gonna buy any keeper. I will give Petrovic chance and Sanchez chance. The other guy will be
Bro,
sold.
honestly speaking, if Kepa is not getting loaned or sold, he should be the keeper.
Mm.
When it comes to rating all their keepers who are at present, who I've seen playing there, first
Mm.
would be when it comes to the ceiling and the performances, I'd give it to Jorgensen. Second would be Petrovic, and third would be Robert
Mm.
Sanchez.
Mm.
Kepa as a second choice. If Arsenal is looking at someone, get him. Get him.
One more Bournemouth keeper. One more Bournemouth keeper.
He's not bad. Kepa Arrizabalaga is not bad. It's just
No,
that he came with a
and
hefty price tag attached to him, and he couldn't
mm,
perform at that level.
But I
He
don't think
was
mm,
so.
actually being compared to an Allison when he joined Chelsea, man. I mean, come on.
Wait,
mm,
did
mm.
Bournemouth get Euro?
Nah.
Oh, no, Bournemouth didn't get Europe. Imagine they got Europe, bro. It'll be insane.
Who got Euro? Brentford, Brighton, or who?
Palace.
No, no, they got
Brentford?
only. One of Brentford or Brighton got, right?
Wait, what? I'm just
Brentford, I
checking.
feel.
So Aston Villa, Palace got because of FA Cup.
No, no, that is
Uh-huh.
for sure there only, bro. I think eighth place. Oh, Brighton got, yeah. Brighton got Euro.
I guess Forest, because Forest are in seventh
Forest
position.
got one,
Forest
no?
has. Forest is Conference League.
Forest, no, Forest is Europa League, bro.
Forest is Conference.
Europa, bro.
I think they finished seventh.
So fifth place is playing Champions League, right?
Mm,
Newcastle is playing Champions League. Sixth
yeah.
and seventh play Europa. Seventh,
Mm.
then the eighth team goes to play Conference, which means Brighton are playing.
Oh,
I don't feel like
damn.
that's the case.
So in Champions League we have six teams: Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle, and Tottenham. And in Europa, you're telling that Arsenal will have Crystal Palace and Forest. So conference will be Brighton.
Forest, me, I'm telling you, Forest.
Damn.
Forest is playing
Damn.
UECL.
Mm-hmm. Right, wait. We'll check this 1 second.
Did Brighton get
Uh,
Europa or not?
yeah, Palace got, Forest got, Forest got,
UECL, yeah, exactly.
yeah. Who won the
Good
FA Cup?
UECL.
Paris won the FA Cup.
Okay, so
Uh,
probably because of Crystal Palace getting the Europa
yo.
League, that's
Hi
also
Mo, how are
minted out,
you?
bro.
Welcome to the channel, Mo.
Bournemouth, neither Bournemouth nor Brentford nor Brighton have gotten
Mm,
any sort of Europe.
mm.
Fair enough
Uh,
then. The FA Cup heist worked for Palace in order to
mm.
remove one of the positions for these
Yeah.
people. Because
Mhm.
otherwise, City would have taken that spot of the Champions League anyways,
Mhm.
and that spot below would have been given to someone, right?
Mhm. After City are thinking out of the box and they realize we need to kickstart some chaos than when it's in football. City are in for Liverpool right back sorted. Huh,
And
makes sense.
he would be a bloody good right back at that as well.
Nunes was a pretty decent player before joining. Yeah, yep,
I
yep.
used to adore him when he was at Wolves. He was one of my favorites.
Mhm.
And he still is. He's a very good player. He's a very good box to box.
Mhm.
Pep Guardiola. You singled him out. You called him out.
Marquinhos has
God
been given
watch.
the number 7 shirt. And what do you mean he's surely leaving? He's left. He's left. He's going. Canas is gone. Elkanu's player. I like what I saw. Long way to
The
go. Huh.
100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fair enough. Welcome, Asha. Best news for Arsenal is Jason Ito leaving the club.
Yes.
Because says Nico, Rodrigo, Gordon. I think so. There are clubs are willing to sell, and these guys are direct starters. Whereas Barcola has become a backup player since Due has become the main man at PSP. Hmm.
Barcola has not become a backup.
I mean, the last few things, I think he's become a backup, right? No,
But Barcola is the first talent that Luis Enrique bought when he came, bro. He's not going to
that
sell
is
him for nothing. They
That is
bought
true.
him
That
from
is.
Lyon because he was doing very good in League One, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a French player who knows the league as well. And it's
Right.
not like PSG go with the same 11. They can
Mm,
keep rotating the front line because of how easy their league is, firstly, and because of
mm,
how good their attack is. And
mm,
everyone would ask for minutes anyways.
mm,
Now PSG isn't a club, where players would have a look at PSG and be like, okay, there are other clubs which are better or which might give me a better prospect of kickstarting my career or advancing on my career. PSG is
mm,
a destination a lot of young players would look at to
mm,
hone their skills and to achieve big things there because they've actually
34
done
ma-
it at the biggest stage possible.
34 matches played, 27 started in the league in League One. 28
mm,
goals and
mm,
assists and 27 games started for him.
mm. Luis Enrique has used wing players nicely from back to front. Huh,
Yep.
fair enough. Uh, okay, where's the next comment? Where is the next comment? Okay, is Arsenal chances for? Okay, here we go. So, okay. It's an inside joke. I can't be bothered to explain, but yeah, fair play, Deepak, fair play. Don't mind any left wingers who has running
Five-star
powers, five
skill
five
moves.
two, and pretty crossing the
Blood
box.
is coming straight off FIFA.
Is this on Liao though? Because I see
Yeah,
this
yeah,
week maybe
regarding
Liao
yeah,
coded.
yeah, yeah. He meant regarding Leo, my bad. Bruno to Arsenal, yeah, Parth will
Bruno
kill
to
himself.
Arsenal. Yeah. Blame.
Vipra, Justin Sky Sports, it says Leroy Sané appears to have been offered to Arsenal,
Thank you.
but
Thank you.
good, good, good.
Thank you.
There's a
We
reason
are
why by.
actually we are actually building Prime City. It's just that it's 6 years too late. Gabriel Jesus, Raheem Sterling, Leroy Sané, Alexander
Zinchenko.
Zinchenko.
Zinchenko,
Real question.
Good.
Who would you
What?
take rather? Leroy
Yeah.
Sané or Nkunku?
Nkunku,
No.
Nkunku.
You know what? I'll
Nkunku
put that in a
hasn't
poll.
fired in England.
Who would you rather
He's
take?
in a Chelsea side that didn't have their 11 decided, and Nkunku had his fair share of injuries there. I
He
mean,
has 14 goals
he's
this
not as
season.
bad. He's not as bad as he is portrayed to be whenever he's playing for Chelsea. Man, he literally is UECL fodder for them. And that is
Mm-hmm.
embarrassing for a player of that quality. There's still a good player in Christopher Nkunku. It's just that his stocks have massively plummeted after joining Chelsea.
Mm-hmm. Admit to Arsenal will be a bad. I can see this happen. Him, Xavi,
I
Simon,
can
Sim.
I can see this happen in a dream. If Arsenal signs a creative midfielder, the window is already a 10 out of 10. Because I don't see it happening in any case. In any
And
case.
as he isn't leaving Crystal Palace, bro. Do what you want. Glasner is not going to let him leave. At least when they've got in Europe, bro.
I
For a
mean,
68 million release clause.
mm,
Release clause
Yeah.
being triggered, I can agree, but the only club I see
mm,
doing that is basically City.
mm,
And City wouldn't want him
mm,
because
And
they're going behind Cherky and players like that.
and Turkey in this market, uh, 30 million is a steal for him. I mean, for
mm,
as much as I don't like the player as a whole, 30 million, you can't really go wrong with that price tag. Just can't
mm,
really go wrong.
mm. How is Moise clean as a
Moise
striker? Oh
Kean,
my God.
I haven't
Okay, so
seen enough of him.
this guy
He did.
started his career very well, but I think in recent times he's not progressed as a player. I think he just remained or stagnated his progress, if I'm not wrong.
But
Again,
for
I'm not.
But he
from
did
what
well
I've
for this Fiorentina side.
yeah, he's
Again,
done well for Fiorentina. Yeah,
so I've not seen enough of him to like make a judgment these days. But
I
from
agree.
what I from what Juventus fans also used to say that he's not changed much.
And from what
Juventus
I've seen
sold
of
him, right?
him,
They didn't loan him
Juventus
out.
sold.
uh,
Juventus sold him.
from what I've seen of him in the
Mm,
Premier League at Everton, I wasn't impressed in the slightest. So yeah.
mm, mm.
I
How
would
about
say I was
Kepa as
impressed,
backup?
but yeah.
Hmm.
Mm. So when he came to Everton, I thought he was all right. I don't know. I mean, he was able to
I think
bully Vlahovic,
I
I
think
remember.
he
Mm.
went from Everton to PSG, no? And I think that move was good for him.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Mm.
went at PSG.
Mm. How about Kepa as a backup loan? I guess we are not complaining at this point. without considering much about what Arteta wants, what do you guys think of this wing fielder like
Drink,
Xavi, like
drink,
him, Brink? He's a good player.
drink.
So
Agree,
my
man.
question is, he literally moved this winter, like 24-25 ka season winter window, he went to RB. Are you saying that he's again back on the market? If so, why? What are the
He
reasons?
is. It
Okay,
was an
what are the reasons?
agreement with Leipzig that I'll sign a new contract, but I'll leave in the summer.
He didn't sign any extension. He was brought back. He was brought back. He was paid 70 million in the winter window, and he's
Yeah.
selling him for 80.
You're telling me he signed a contract for 70 million to be used it for 6 months and then be sold?
That's what I don't get it.
From the news or the reports I've read,
Uh,
that is what I could figure out.
Reports are saying that he's on the market. I completely agree. But in the winter, he was bought, not brought back or canceling his loan. He was bought.
Hmm.
That is why I'm like concerned. Like, okay, what is the underlying thing that people are not able to see, or what is
I can
something like
see
yeah.
it being a last dish option because Leipzig
Mm,
haven't gotten Europe. But
mm,
double swoop in terms of getting two of your main players,
mm,
Yeah, that's
getting two of your main players out of that team is going to be a downfall for Leipzig, to be honest. Because
yeah,
again, they finished eighth this season. They could finish well worse next season.
mm, mm,
Main players leaving like this.
mm,
wing fielders at Arsenal is a profile that I don't feel we have in abundance because
mm,
there's either a pure left winger or a pure creator. We don't have anyone in between, and someone like Eberechi Eze, Javi
mm,
Simmons will fit in perfectly. But it's just about how Arteta views this team, and Arteta wants
mm,
players who can definitely who are versatile, but who
mm,
are ingrained to play a certain position. And
mm,
wing fielder at Arsenal isn't one of them.
mm, mm,
I honestly think wing fielder is a position that is meant for Arsenal because of the pursuit of them doing
Yeah.
this last season for Eze. When I even
mm,
wrote my thread and watched much of Eze. Why? Because ESR was to be sold that time, and ESR
mm,
was our last wing fielder player at the club, and he
Hmm.
was utilized
mm,
as a wing fielder from the right. And
mm,
in games post his first injury, he used to come from the left hand side. If Suchit, you remember that visual that I used to share to you, the one
mm,
where the 3-2-5 in this
mm,
team build up play, as to
mm,
how he
mm,
used to take that formation there. I think
mm,
wing fielder was one of Teta's main idea in terms of not getting the best out of the diamond that they would make. And
mm,
this was where you could make sense of Kai Havertz being there as well,
Yeah.
playing in that role, but it
mm,
didn't work out for because it was a completely different profile as well as to how Havertz used to play. So
mm,
honestly speaking, I very much like the idea of it. I like Eze or Javi Simons to be taking that role, but
mm.
I don't want the club to fall in a place where you sign Eze as your winger. That's
Oh
just
Yeah,
yeah,
what I want to
hundred
say.
percent. Yeah, if you're
that's
signing Eberechi as a left winger, it is a failed move. It doesn't
mhm,
materialize
exactly.
That's
because
my
if you
first
look at it
question.
on
My first
if
question would be
huh,
based on how the player is going to be platformed at Arsenal. And if
Mm,
a winger comes prior to Eze, you know it's not basically just to be a winger, but to
mm.
be as a midfielder. But if Eze comes
Midfielder.
prior to anyone being
Mm,
signed,
mm,
then it is a concern factor.
mm, mm,
because if you look stylistically at the 2-3-5 or the 3-2-5 that we employ in the five, the two guys between the lines
mm,
have to be players who are quick with their feet, very
mm,
adept on the half turn, and who are able to dribble and shoot. And for that position, Eberechi or Xavi Simmons will be perfect.
mm,
Declan Rice isn't suited for that role primarily. He can
mm,
definitely adapt and he can improve his game. But if you visualize a
mm,
structure, it should be a wing fielder in that position, which at Arsenal there isn't.
mm, mm.
Also, if you want to watch more of Eze, then there's a video on the channel.
Definitely. Go check out the scouting report as a playlist on the channel as well. Feel free to do that. Wait till Arteta sees John Stones in the summer market. He will go for a former teammate. अभी तो मैं साने के लिए साने हाँ यार fair play. Trubin is linked with United. I'm seeing him his days in Shakhtar.
I
I don't know
think he
who it is.
was at Benfica this season.
No idea.
Not
Mm,
Ruben.
mm,
Let me check. I feel that he was at Benfica.
mm,
I
mm,
have analyzed Shakhtar, but if it's a goalkeeper, then I haven't analyzed him.
And
mm.
yeah, Benfica. He was half
That's-
decent for them. But if you're looking for a number two, it has to be a lesser known name because the likes of Andre Lunin won't join Arsenal as a number two and should not join Arsenal as a number two.
Wait, but
Kepa,
he has United, right?
United.
mm.
Mean they okay, fair enough. Sorry. I made it Arsenal centric. Yeah. If they're to get Trubin, nah, there are much better keepers on the market.
Mm. Prathamesh says Kepa was bought for 80 million. For next week, Chelsea have 6 to 7. Still, I may hear many Chelsea fans are saying they wanted more people. Wholesale में players आते हैं
Bhai,
Chelsea.
people
Mm,
really don't deepen enough that Kepa was the signing that fucked up the entire footballing window. It
Yeah,
wasn't even
yeah.
it wasn't even Neymar, bro. I'm telling you, Neymar was a one-off deal. But
mm,
signing when the day Chelsea signed a keeper for 80 million coming out of Bilbao, a
There
Basque
you go, yeah.
country, this was it, bro. This was where greediness actually started, bro.
Six to
uh,
seven keepers contracted, out of which three have actively played in the last two seasons.
And they
Actively
still
played.
don't know who's number one.
Yeah,
mm, mm.
it's incredible.
Uh, Patrick Schick is a striker suggestion. Ooh,
Very good
Good,
start.
good shout, good shout, good shout,
United by the
good shout. The kind of profile that he has, the build that he has on him, and the kind of football
mm,
Leverkusen plays, he will
mm,
definitely do well at United.
mm,
And I
mm.
think Ten Hag can get the best out of him. I would
Ooh.
try.
Yeah, Ten Hag is a Leverkusen manager. Right?
I'm writing a piece on Bundesliga strikers. I mean,
Okay.
it's in the plans.
Leverkusen, Eric Ten Hag. I have a, we'll talk because there is a situation that has been brewing up, which I think it's an interesting to talk about. Europa is for Villan. Okay. Brighton did not get
Yeah.
Euros. Okay. Okay. Why do players look at Chelsea? Why do players look at Chelsea? Still joining them. Too many players. They need to create another dressing room broadcast. Pre-match talks via Zoom.
It's all about the
But
money. It's all about the
true, true,
money.
true. Only two teams play Europa. That's how Chelsea missed Europa even after finishing sixth. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, makes sense. Hello. Hi,
Yes.
Keshav. How are you?
You said
Roches.
hi to
Yeah.
Sesko, bro.
Mm-hmm. Uh, Ashton Fernandez. Aarush, you're from which city?
Goa, bro. Sankalam.
Mhm.
Probably is a Goan being a Fernandez, so
Yeah,
be
I
nice.
thought
Where are
so.
you
I
from,
thought
bro?
Bring him to Arsenal. I see a Fernandez in there. Bring him to Arsenal.
so.
Portuguese influence, bro.
What are your thoughts on him? I think
Banger, banger
like,
signing.
it will change a lot.
Too good
Like,
for
too good.
United. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, we are honestly jealous if he goes to United. I hope he doesn't go to United. We
I
would
even
want him and ask.
explicitly said it out on stream that United does not deserve a player like Brian Mbuemo.
Mm,
Period.
Ash agreed, huh? Ash agreed. United fan agreed. Don't come back on us, bro.
he's too good.
Ash agreed.
No, I think Mo is a Liverpool fan, if I'm not wrong. Oh, is he?
Yeah, yeah. He is a
Yeah,
United
yeah,
fan as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Mbuemo,
Lewis and
man,
mm,
in
mm,
the right 10 position, and even if he's to play up top, he will
mm,
surely bang. The
mm,
quality he has on him, the versatility he has on him, and the eye for goal that he has,
mm,
you cannot really go wrong with someone like Brian Mbuemo.
mm,
It's a
mm,
no risk signing. No risk signing.
mm, mm. Uh, Purple panel posts are so what? No checkmate for Cisco might be used. See, it's purple.
Purple panel has been a fraud for the last 2 years, bro.
Exactly. Nico
Rossonero
Rossonero. Welcome to the channel, buddy. Go Arsenal. Up the Arsenal.
Behind Sesko.
Uh,
up the Arsenal. Yeah.
decided not to vote. Sane any day, bro. Sane any
Up
day.
the arse.
In Kunku
Up the
stinking of
Arsenal.
more than the hydrogen sulfur.
Oh,
What?
क्या what? अरे अरे it's not that bad, man.
Mm. Arsenal need Palvardes or Benfica.
Good player, but
Okay.
this is not the leap you need to take.
Mind you, he scored a hat trick against Barcelona.
Mm-hmm. Leroy Sané can nowhere be a Premier League club. He's so what?
As a third choice winger, bring because he's on a free.
Wait, wait.
But yeah, if I see
It,
Leroy Sané starting games in Big 2025,
Mm.
it's currently 50-50 on the polls.
Yeah. And after six
Chat
votes.
doesn't, yeah, chat doesn't think that way.
Mhm. Okay, we will discuss regarding this. I'll take the rest of the comments. This is an interesting conversation. If hypothetically, God forbid, if we were unable to sign any winger, we'll ask him go for
Jeremy
Pino.
Pino, man, nah.
Though coming to a serious note, how long term Arsenal want to be in the market because Mogwell said both Jokeris and Sesko frameworks are prepared by art. Okay, hmm. See, Sesko looks to be the main guy that we want to go after. There are conversations out there saying that we are going for both Sesko and Jokeris, which I think is stupid. Honestly, stupid in my opinion. Because why would you need Sesko and Jokeris in the same team?
Bro, imagine Arteta didn't get his striker and he's gifted two strikers at the same time.
Again, I
Arteta will
would.
deploy Benjamin Sesko as a left winger.
Oh man, that's, I can see that happen.
No,
I can.
Jokeris is a left winger.
Joker is as a
Oh,
left. Yeah.
oh yeah, because you can see if it were two strikers are the Arsenal need to get are getting, I would rather have Sesko and Watkins because Watkins knows how to play from the left.
Imagine Arteta is so gifted that he changes attack to a two-man formation, two center forward,
Yeah, man.
just for Sesko and
Sesko
Jokeris to
Gyökeres
play.
will be very good in a two striker
Ah,
formation.
what are we discussing, bro?
Yeah, man, this is ridiculous. You fed us this, Sucheet.
Me,
Yeah.
man, this brother looks so good, but he's just one of the players who may
Now,
flop.
can you
Also,
just
isn't
go back to the previous comment? We didn't discuss it ऐसा पूरा अच्छे से. मतलब
this one.
this exact comment. It
Hmm.
basically is having a plan B, which for a number of years Arsenal has not had in the market. It's either
Hmm.
plan A or bust, and Berta is actually doing a very simple thing where he's negotiating with both parties and
Hmm.
even pressurizing Sesko's entourage to be like, yeah,
Hmm.
if you guys don't push for a move and if you don't accelerate the talks, we might as well go
Hmm.
and get Gyökeres, which I don't
Hmm.
feel will happen, but it's a good negotiating tactic, and that is how it should work. That is how what do we call it? A sporting director should function.
Hmm. Hmm.
Edu has brainwashed Arsenal fans into believing there's only one way of negotiating for targets.
Sambi Mockwell's report today used some term, no, some universal something on terms of Sesko.
No idea.
Seen
Wait,
it.
There was a
I
report in the
mean,
afternoon that came out, I think, which broke out that Jokeris is still an option, but Sesko is going to be a much expensive deal to fall into. But
hmm.
Jokeris, although being cheaper, is going to be a factor that is not in Arsenal's plan, which was. So they have to basically get into the depths of that deal more than a
Hmm.
Sesko.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
And
you want me to
if
put it up?
you've
I'll
if
bring it
you've
up.
been chasing a target for over a year and if you haven't negotiated a lesser price for him in
Hmm.
this time by building relationships, then it makes
Hmm.
no sense.
This one.
Hmm.
How is it possible? Nah, actually, yeah, it is possible because Sporting literally wants nothing for Gyökeres, and 60 to 65
Except for the
million euros is
wages.
nothing.
Hmm.
But he'll definitely be willing to take a wage cut if he
Hmm.
is to come at Arsenal. I'm not saying a wage cut, but yeah, he'll definitely lower his wages if he wants to join us.
Hmm.
Not sure.
Uh, Phenomenon, this brother. Okay, okay. Why isn't anyone looking for take? Okay.
Rusty, this
Hmm.
this is
Hmm.
Rusty's vision. I wouldn't
He's a
mind a
good
Takefusa Kubo, but again, he's a right winger. He's not a left winger.
right winger. Is willing to play as a second fiddle to Saka. I don't know. I
And
think he's
if
too
you have
good
to
to
get
play
a
as a
right
second fiddle.
winger, get in
Hmm.
Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané makes
I
complete
think
sense then.
I think Kubo has never found his potential, bro.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Never.
Arteta,
He's gone for
bring.
he's gone for too many loans in the Premier League, in La
Uh,
Liga, bro. Ever
La
since
Liga,
he
yeah.
hmm.
ever since he signed for Real Madrid.
Mm. He
He'll be
should
a
never.
good signing, but yeah, I don't
He should
see it
never.
being a priority.
Another underrated La Liga winger, I'd say, Brian Zaragoza. I think he is like the
Yeah.
better version of Jeremy Pino.
Okay. Mhm. What are where are the Bakayoko
Ooh,
stocks?
Johan Bakayoko.
Good.
This is
He
such a
he
Thomas
is
Lemar
one.
92 million deal, bro.
We,
Hmm.
he's one player who was linked with us last summer as well.
No,
Johan
no, not
Hmm.
last
Bakayoko.
summer. Before that, before that.
Before that,
Hmm.
PSV. He's the PSV guy, na? PSV winger.
He's
Oh,
the
yes,
Monaco
yes.
guy.
Now Monaco.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Johan Bakayoko, this guy's asking.
Yeah,
Johan
Bakayoko,
Bakayoko.
na?
He's
Oh,
not Timoe
Yes.
Bakayoko यार. वो तो
Mhm.
defensive midfielder था.
I thought
Johan
Chelsea
Mhm.
guy
Bakayoko
he was
good.
asking.
He's a
Mhm.
good guy.
Bakayoko, I
He's a
think,
good guy.
good, a good signing. Could be a good signing.
Mhm.
Why is no team looking at Noah Lang, man, from PSV?
Noah Lang, yeah.
Mhm.
They've got
Wait,
so many ballers in that team.
didn't he move from Club Rouge to that?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
PSV.
Maybe that is why, because he just moved like one season back, if
But
I'm
he's
not
had a
wrong.
good season in in the
Yeah,
Champions League also.
that is true. That is true. Get a left winger, then more options there, and will be more. We completely agree with this. Getting a left winger is more important, at least for Arsenal, than getting a striker.
Ideally, we should be getting two left wingers, and we should be shipping either of Trossard or Martinelli. But when it comes to Arsenal, being ideal is not the correct way to function. At this
Mm,
point, I'm literally begging for a left winger,
mm,
and and I can very easily see the first game of next season being Martinelli starting, Trossard being on the bench. I can
mm,
actually see this happening, and if I see this happen after the kind of atrocious transfer windows we've had over the last 2 years when it comes to attacking signings,
mm.
I'll be done with the club. I'll honestly be done with the club. Nah, man. You see the likes of Desiree Doué, Bradley Barcola, Usman Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Rafinha, fuck it, Ferran Torres. Then you look at the draws we are served week in, week out. Please, our
Yes.
attack stinks. It reeks.
It's
Please,
okay.
please.
Okay. Okay.
I can actually
Patrick
go
Schick, the
on a
Lionel
rant with
Messi.
this thing, man. I can actually go on a rant.
Hey,
Patrick
bro,
Schick, the
Patrick
Lionel
Schick ain't
Messi.
that bad, bro.
Come on, man.
Eh?
Aarush,
Nah.
Goa is my city.
Singham, Singham.
Uh, Nitish Kumar, welcome, welcome. If Man City went for Sesko, the noise would have been
Yeah.
more positive.
Fact,
And
bro.
if
Fact.
we were linked with that Wolves left back, Arteta would have been good. Huh?
Uh, you cannot be asking for defenders if you're an Arsenal fan or
But
Hmm.
see.
again, they'll say
Yeah,
that, oh, City can sign any youngster, City can sign anyone. They have won a trophy. What are you
Hmm.
going to be doing? You have to get a
stupid
striker.
logic, man. That's a
Hmm.
stupid logic.
Hmm. Sane, massive Sterling wedge. Fair enough. Okay.
He's not
Rega-
that washed. He's not
hmm.
that washed.
Okay.
Nah, bro, I'm
Sesko.
not gonna say that sentence. I'm not gonna say that sentence after Sterling gave me that season. I'm not gonna say. If you're washed, you're washed. If you're not washed, you're not washed. You are not that washed. No, no, I'm not saying that sentence.
Regarding Sesko, be aware, in a week's time, there will be a scouting report that is coming out soon on this channel. Stay tuned. That is all I'm saying. Hopefully, our best scouting report ever. Not hyping it too much as well, but let's hope. Let's hope. I don't fully understand MOMO to Arsenal links. Is he right wing cover, striker cover, or primary left wing signing? That would be like a Rafinha, left
Actually,
footed left
all the
winger.
three.
And when it
He's all the three.
your confusion answers its own question, to be fair, because at United wants to play him as a number 10. Though I think because they want to play Amad Diallo more on the right hand side, right? I still think he will do great anywhere in that front three and in the midfield for United because he does all the dog work that they need. That is the whole reason why I want him at Arsenal because he's very good as a second fiddle for Saka. If Saka needs to be rested for some games with Mbeumo coming, he definitely suit anywhere for us. It's just that he's too good to be second fiddle, and I do not think he wants to come as a second fiddle to Arsenal.
But he
Mm,
can start at Arsenal in the in
left wing
a
side.
similar manner as we
Rafinha.
stated with him.
Mm,
Yeah, playing
mm,
in that Rafinha role.
ah,
And
ah,
with the targets we've been linked with before,
mm, mm,
Arteta, I can see Arteta doing this because, in my opinion, a left footer on the left wing
mm,
serves the angle better. It's
mm,
just that we've been thought into seeing a left winger at Arsenal in a certain way, which makes
mm,
us feel that it won't work. But
mm.
Ryan Mboimo on the left wing will do well for us. There's no way he won't.
Okay, here's the question then. As starting left winger, would you have Mbuemo or Nico Williams?
No, Nico Williams, bro.
Go, bro.
Mm.
That isn't
So,
even a question.
so that's where the question comes. Would you spend 50 million on Mbuemo to be your starting left winger, or would you pay 50 million Mbuemo to play somewhere in the midfield slash right wing? That is
The
where the
latter.
question comes.
The
Yeah.
latter.
No, Arush, you don't agree?
No, I
What do
agree,
you
I
think?
agree. There's nothing
Ah,
to
ah.
say.
Okay. Well, because that's what I'm
If you
thinking.
if you ask me, if you ask
Mm,
me,
mm,
I'd say I'd take Nico Williams to play the right wing also 50 minutes.
mm. Because he played somewhere, he plays in that position and he scores a bunch of goals as well from that position. Again,
Then again, both of them come with a different set of qualities. So we can't
mm-hmm.
really compare the two. But yeah, Nico Williams, in the way Arsenal plays right now, he'll
Mm-hmm.
101% do a. I mean, he'll elevate our attack, man, massively. Massively.
The only player who I think will be a starting left winger and a starting right winger and bought primarily as a left winger or primarily as a right winger, in my opinion, is Rodri. Because we know
Yeah.
how he's good in both positions. But Mbuemo is it Mbuemo Nico Williams, right? I think as a starting right winger or as a second fiddle right winger, you would pay 50 million. And as a starting left winger, you would pay for Nico Williams. That much price or whatever his wages. Again, if you
Yeah.
switch positions, I don't think people would be willingly pay that much amount of money and that's of salary to play as from out of position, is what I think. Because in that separate positions, you got specific players to do well. Yeah, Aarush, yeah, go ahead.
What do, who do you think would be a better option off the left, Mbeumo or Semenyo?
I think Mbuemo, because I've seen stats where he's very wasteful on the left hand side than right hand side. Semenyo.
You said
But you're
Embuemo.
talking about a left-footed player who's
Mm,
very one-dimensional with his left-footed. Then you
mm.
have a left-footed player in Semenyo who's very good with his right foot as well.
Yeah, but look at the wastefulness, no? He's very so Semenyo on the left hand side is much more wasteful than him on his right hand side. Whereas Mbuemo is effective, is much more
But
effective. Go ahead.
but for me, as a left winger, if you're wasteful, I don't really care. If you're creative, that will do for me.
Mm,
I think
mm,
Because
I mean I don't think, but I know that Semenyo is a very good crosser, and
mm,
if he gets on his left foot also, or on his right foot, he cuts in and comes in. He has
mm,
very good separation, and he can
mm,
dribble, and he has the speed and physically to actually
mm,
go up the pitch, go back the
mm,
pitch, tackle the player.
mm,
So
I'll take Semenyo over
I was just
Embuemo.
thinking of like which left-footed players in general actually can play left wing very good. Left-footed
mm.
players, okay, not right wing, right-footed players who play left
Rafinha
wing who can play.
is at the top.
Yep.
At,
Rafinha, Semenyo, and Mbeumo. That's all I can think of as well.
Mm. Actually, that's a
Can
good point. Since he has a
Sani can play, bro. Sani
oh,
can play.
Sane, yeah, Sane can play as a left winger as
left
well.
winger, yeah.
For City, he's played as a left winger multiple
Yeah, that's
times.
what.
Actually, that's a good point,
Saka
Aarush.
can't.
He has a very
Saka
good
can't.
right. He has a very good right foot. So in case he cuts in, he can use his right foot for separation, take the shot.
Because see,
Actually,
our
good point.
major issue with whatever Martinelli and Trossard do is they don't cut in and they don't get a shooting option much more often.
Mm,
With Semenyo is that the defender would think this guy is a player on who would take the ball on his left,
mm,
but he's equally good in taking the not equally good, but he's good in taking the ball on his right and pulling off a shot as well. Although I think
mm,
his body orientation lacks over there because the way
mm.
he takes the shot is a bit off, but he's very
Yeah.
good with his right foot. That's just
Mm,
there.
Hmm.
mm.
So he plays there for
Right.
Nigeria. He's
Mm.
not been good there.
Yeah.
I
So,
Nigeria
wasted
in na
90
Ghana,
minutes. I
Ghana,
wasted
Ghana.
yeah, Anna?
no,
Yeah. Probably
No,
one of them.
I think Semenyo is like
Semenyo is Dani and he's not
Whatever
maybe.
it is, bro. When I was writing an analysis on him, I spent 83 or something minutes watching him play so that I could come up with a conclusion that okay, this guy's left-footed, left winger is as good as his right winger. I wasted my
and
time
it's
bro.
actually Ghana.
I can't do it. Yeah, it's gone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And to answer, there are too many options in the market to not go and buy left winger. I'm sorry to say. It would be criminal if Arsenal don't say left. Criminal.
Maybe
Bro, I
that is the
really
whole reason. Yeah. Good.
my very underrated option for last summer was Crescencio Somerville. Very
Mm.
underrated option, but I wanted him last season and I
So,
watched him play. I
Pure,
wrote something on him.
pure winger. Pure
yeah.
winger.
West
Pure
Ham have
hoops, right?
ruined him, bro. West Ham have ruined him.
He's
Yeah.
good on Crescencio Somerville.
Somerville is a very good option.
A very, I won't even say underrated, a very not rated shout. Abde Ezaz, whatever that guy's name is.
Which club,
Abde.
bro?
Are Betis. He is
Oh,
from
the other day.
the Barca
Nah,
guy. The
bro.
Barca guy.
I've heard a lot of him being a failed Barca project, bro.
Yeah,
I won't let that Betis score against Chelsea and then giving them the lead, bro. I'm not gonna.
I
There's
got
no
good
player
vibes
I
from
will
Man
buy
City.
stocks in that game.
Mhm. I think he meant this one. Okay. I think
Bro,
that
Ainsley, do you know anything about him, though?
Yeah,
Ex La Masia product.
so Ainsley asked about him.
Oh, Waldemar.
Walter
Bro, he
Waldemar.
needs to continue playing for Stuttgart.
Hmm.
He he's a very good dribbler. He's a center forward, very much like an Ekitike profile.
Hmm.
Very good in finishing as well.
Hmm.
But I think his height gets the better of him at this point of time.
mm.
He's I think six
Uh,
foot five plus.
Abde is actually a bad player.
Oh,
He overdosed.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Good. We didn't invest stocks in this Azuzu guy.
As
One stinker and they called him Voldemort.
That's probably the worst name you would get, bro.
Hmm.
Post a bad performance.
Hmm.
I
Uh,
was looking at championship wingers, and I saw
hmm.
Bora Sanz, and he had a very good season.
ah,
Left winger,
uh,
18 goals.
Norwich.
Yeah,
Norwich, yeah. But yeah, United should be looking at those players, not Arsenal.
Sesko should not be more than 70 million. They are out of Europe. I think the price range is 63 to 67, if I'm not wrong.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's
Everything
just
was
with
basically fake on the 92 part.
Yeah,
92 bit was
that
like
too, it was 92 million pounds.
Hmm.
That puts it in excess of 100 million euros.
mm,
They'll sell him for around 80-85.
mm. Yeah.
I saw Dan
Kubo not.
Billings, bro.
Hmm?
I saw Dan James over.
Dan James, man, United legend.
United should go for him bro, again.
United should go for him, man. There was
Uh,
a phase where Dan James was one of their best attackers, man.
Yeah, bro.
who
Dan James,
the company with
Greenwood.
Saka. Mm.
Yeah, that era was
Dan James,
awesome comparison
crazy,
era.
crazy.
Who was that
Uh,
defender of theirs who was this thing? Who went to Norwich later?
some Williams
Uh,
dude.
Brandon
Yeah,
Williams.
Brandon Williams. Yeah,
Brandon Williams. Yeah. Yeah. Horrible. Kubo is not worth 60 million. He's injury prone. Oh,
60
yeah.
for 60 million, yeah, man.
60.
No one's taking him. 60 क्या होता है? 60
Zubimendi is
तीस
the
ना
only
तो
Basque
भाई.
player I wanted, bro.
हाँ.
Mm.
I'm good.
Chick is the CR7 of that.
This I can
What
afford.
is it?
This I can.
What is it with these things? Man, he's the this of that.
Gittins potentially to Chelsea. We spoke about it. So that's what Chelsea are going after all that this thing. I think even Ben, he's the one who pointed back in 24 saying that it will be funny if they get all
Yeah,
this. Yeah.
yeah.
He said Maresca, Delap, Gittins, Sancho? Sancho, yeah. Nitish Kumar, Semenyo, Martinelli, Mbeumo, Saka, Sesko, Howard. How about this group at 6?
That's good.
We're getting Semenyo and Mbeumo, then good, bro.
Nah. Even if we get either of Semenyo or Mbeumo, I'm happy with that 6. or 5, whatever that would be.
Here's my thing. We still lack the X factor in that team. I know Sesko is there. The
Who's
X
gonna take the
factor,
game? Who's gonna take
yeah,
the game ahead?
exactly.
Who's that experienced player? I
Yeah.
know Nico Williams is not experienced, even if you're getting Sesko, but he has game breaking qualities to take the game
Yeah.
into himself.
hmm He's done it in the world stage at Europe at Euros.
He'll do
I'm
it
not
again next
saying.
week.
Go on, go and splash 80 million pounds, 90 million pounds, 100 million pounds for Rodrigo.
I'm
There's your
just
X
saying.
factor.
Honestly speaking, we would not have to sign both Semenyo and Mbeumo. Sign one,
Mm,
he will cover both their positions. That's
Okay,
mm,
how
yeah,
it would.
good,
mm,
good shot.
mm.
Yeah.
I'm just saying whatever is happening at Madrid is not the final thing. Wait till
Yeah,
half of that Club World Cup to get over. Lot of conversations will happen then.
I'm very
I s-
excited to see.
Rodrigo,
mm.
Rodrigo is my ideal left winger. If we sign him, I'm golden. I
If
have
you say,
literally no issues. Literally
I
no
mm,
issues. Don't sign a centre back. Don't sign a goalkeeper. I don't care. Just sign a left winger, please, please.
ah, if you sign Rodrigo,
And
and,
Bro,
and
Ainsley,
mm,
Rodrigo comes into the wing center forward wala category. If wing
yeah,
fielders in the
wing,
category, wings,
good, good
then
show.
mm,
then I will have my questions. Why? Post he plays for Arsenal, I will really question Arteta as to what he sees him as. If he's being played not as an inside forward but as a winger who's drifting back and playing center forward while being a left winger, I'll question him, bro.
mm,
I can see this happen with
Yeah.
Rodrigo if he comes, and then people will be like, "Oh, Rodrigo is such a shit signing. Why was he signed? This,
No, no,
that."
no, no, no,
mm,
no. Don't use Rodrigo as a touchline winger the way you treat Martinelli. Don't treat
mm,
him that way. He is good.
mm. Do you
And
weirdly feel there will be a
I
point where Saka is pushed as a left winger and Rodrigo's right winger?
no, 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 no. Arteta will never, ever, 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 ever do that.
No, because end of last season, I mean recently concluded season, we've seen a lot of Saka on the left hand side being
This
creative
is
there.
this is basically Damien. Damien had that one tweet go on to 800k or 900k talking about Saka being a left wing option so that we buy a feasible right wing option. And post then he created this whole echo chamber.
Yeah.
Mm,
If you go back on Damien's account, you would find a piece in his bio which will say Tactico. This was one of our things we asked him to do post making this. He actually created an echo chamber. Every big account spoke of this, and then boom, everyone is like, "What's the need of Saka at left wing?"
And the fact that he was nailed on starting Martin Odegaard, come what may, made it even
mm,
funnier. So
mm,
people,
yes.
half
Yeah,
of Arsenal's fan base hates Martin Odegaard, and
and
if they see Odegaard, huh?
you know why this happened? This was basically only for a fact that Waneri is
Mm,
seen as a right wing option, not an attacking midfielder option. Hence, to prove that, he was like, "Okay,
Yeah,
let's do it. Let's put Saka left wing. Waneri plays right wing. Now let's see what happens." This
mm.
is too funny back in the days.
that
Okay,
is never
I was not
happening and
basing
shouldn't
I was not
happen.
basing out my conversation based on that. I was saying in the
Uh-huh.
last few matches, we've seen Saka being creative on the left hand side. Do you think there'll be
Sucheet,
points in
there is a difference between starting on the right hand side,
and
moving to
game
the
state?
left hand side,
Mm,
and starting on the left hand side.
mm,
And this is what PSG does.
mm, mm.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
That is how fluidity
Mm,
stems. It
mm,
isn't about if he can play on the right wing, we might as well put him on the left wing and see what he does.
mm,
No,
mm.
no. And I've
It'll be
actually
nice.
got a request.
Mm,
I've actually got a request for Ainsley. If you don't sign your primary left wing targets, and if Martinelli is on your shopping list, 70 million pounds, take him. Take
There
him.
were reports which said
yeah.
after Luis Diaz and one more option, Martinelli is the third option on the
Mhm.
list.
Martinelli is on their radar.
Actually, you know
Please.
what? Martin did go to Barca. I would want to see
I'll be
that.
happy. I'll be very
You
happy.
you versus
No.
you versus Trent.
Do
You versus Trent, no,
cook
bro. You getting that space, you getting a good
Mm,
manager behind you. I'm very happy.
mm, Dead.
cook
Martinelli
at
going to Liverpool
Barcelona.
also, I'll be happy.
Mm.
Cook,
Cook at Barcelona. I'll be the happiest.
cook
Just
at
give me
Barcelona so
money.
that I can cook everyone in the
Uh-huh.
Arsenal store.
Exactly. Win the
I just
QCL.
want
I
my
I will.
70 million, man. because I know he isn't improving anytime soon at Arsenal. He'll definitely do well at Barcelona because of the way they play football and because of how Hansi Flick coaches attackers.
What about
Arteta
Hmm.
doesn't.
Hmm?
He'll do well at
what
Barcelona.
about Martinelli?
So I'm just talking about him, no?
You meant about
Ah, but
Martinelli.
but what about Martinelli improving as a player himself, though?
Hmm.
70 million pounds, take him, man. Enjoy your life in Spain. Enjoy your life in Spain, man. Do all the Joga Bonito you want to. Free. Take him.
So, okay, understand. So we have some news regarding Nico Paz. Understand, Madrid will make a final decision. Update this, so we know from.
Who said Fabrizio?
Yeah.
Useless fucker, bro.
Okay, we'll
Imagine,
come to
bro,
that.
I got into my college because I explained Fabrizio Romano's part, and they were like, "Okay, you're included in the in our college because you told us this story." I cracked my college interview giving an example of Fabrizio Romano.
Wait. You had a college interview for Manipal.
Yeah,
Is this common? Is it news for
yeah,
me? I don't know.
no.
Okay, I don't know.
Interviews
I
are
don't know.
common. Entrance exam was supposed to be there, it wasn't there. So instead of that, interview was there. And
Okay.
luckily, the guy who was taking an interview of me knew football. So I got to speak about football completely, and I got inside.
Mm,
Nothing
mm,
related me in portion, but yeah.
mm. Gittins is like a dual situation, high potential. Will be another. We miss out if we don't. What if he
I
fails?
like how people call everything to be a doer situation.
Mm,
Some
mm,
time back when he wasn't doing good, everyone was like, "Oh, this is like a false this game." But like those two, three
mm,
games in the Champions League has made everyone fall a fan favorite of him.
Yeah.
mm.
It's all about aesthetics. How well you look for the casuals, how well you dribble, how showboaty you are. If you are there, you'll be instantly classified as a high potential situation. If
And
Gittins and
you know what? Desiree Doué was my second best
Mm.
option for a wing fielder role last season.
Yeah, I
I had
remember this.
written a thread also on him,
Mm,
and
mm,
then I
mm,
mentioned the same thing as well.
mm,
And look at him now. First there was Eze, of course. Eze was
mm,
meant to be that guy. Xavi Simons, but we knew he was going to play that season in Leipzig.
mm,
And then there was Desiree Doué because some random people were giving shouts of him being one of the best talents from Liga for NA.
mm. Yeah.
And PSG grabbed him for a cheap deal.
And also, seeing that players like Desiree Doué is good and like all that, right? Isn't that what the recency bias is about? I mean, like you're saying that such players may not be good and all that, right? Isn't that the reason why people are crying that Arsenal left wing is so shit and their left wing is so good because they're ballers, they're dribblers, they're all that?
Bro, for a fact, Desiree Doué played majority of his minutes last season in midfield.
Mm,
Is anyone going to clock that with the way he plays?
nah.
No.
But then
mm,
again, it's I have fallen into that trap where I see someone being good currently, and I say that
mm,
yeah, he should be equated with Arsenal. But for me, the quality shows.
mm,
The ingenuity that you have, it shows. And even with
mm,
someone like a Bino Gittins, if he comes in,
mm,
if he doesn't
mm,
produce the output, I'll still say that okay, he's doing
mm,
things that I haven't seen our left wingers do. And I'll
mm,
strictly say that yeah, he's an upgrade over them. And
mm,
Gittins, mind you, might not even score plenty of goals at Arsenal. He obviously won't. But if
mm,
he goes through a dry patch, everyone would be like, why did you sign Bino Gittins when Nico Williams was on the market? If
mm,
Williams does not do well, it would be like, why didn't you go and sign Rodrigo?
I
mm,
think until we don't get a center forward, we're always going to get a striker hint of that. But if we
mm,
land a
Yeah.
striker and if we don't land a left winger, it would
mm,
always be like we had a Nico Williams who didn't sign, then we had a
mm,
Gittins who we don't sign.
mm,
Stuff like
mm.
that.
Just to be on the safer side, I've said it before, even anyone else hears it. If we sign a center forward and if we don't sign a winger, we are done. We are done.
Uh,
And Matt Zubimendi might come in to save the day. Simple.
yeah, I don't think it's that straightforward also. You think it's
It's
that
not that
straightforward?
straightforward, but
Uh,
see, creativity issues as much as they aren't coming from the left wing, I think we
Mm.
have other ways to carry that forward. But
I think
goal
with
scoring
Zubomendi,
again is
I think that's what with Zubomendi coming in. I think the central areas will be a lot more effective because
yep.
we've been lacking that at the entire of last season and previous as well. It is very
What
clear, even.
Zubimendi, what he does is a very simple thing. He platforms Rice the way he should be platformed. He platforms
Mm.
Odegaard the way he should be platformed, and
Mm.
both those guys are a source of creativity at Arsenal. It's that simple, and
To
that
know
is why
more
I'm
about
saying if Zubimendi does what we expect him to do,
mm,
Martinelli slash Trossard won't look as bad as they've been this
mm,
season. They
mm,
won't.
mm. And that is why to know more about Zubomendi, check out the scouting report on this channel. He got 650 views, so he is doing well. He is doing great. Stay tuned for more scouting report on this channel. That doesn't mean that you leave right now. Stay with us. Uh, Brian Zaragoza is a good shot on Banana. Ainsley, what do you think about Ansu Fati leaving to Monaco and Partey being linked to Barca? Let us know.
Partey.
Monaco is a very good shout for him. So
Mm-hmm. X Factor is very difficult on that price range. Ideally, Sesko and Rodrigo would feed generation. Oh, that's
Yeah,
good. Bro. Like, see, Sesko, why are we talking about Sesko? Least Sesko, we know his price range, right? Rodrigo apparently is available for 80, and his wages are like what, 200 to 250 ka range, which is
yeah.
nice. Very nice. Nico Williams, the problem is that club doesn't invest in players outside their place, outside their area. Hence, the wages are pretty high. That is the reason he's on 250 million and 250K per week now. That is why even though the release clause is only 50, his
no.
wages would be increased.
The
Good.
issue is, even with his release clause, we
Mm.
have to pay it in one go. We can't defer it. If we are to defer it, we'd have to pay a higher price. And with Rodrigo, that won't be the question.
Is that the
And
case?
it might
Oh,
affect our finances because
But
we are
no,
already
wait.
paying.
I think that changed post the 2019, 2020, 2020 phase in La Liga. You know,
okay.
like post us making that party signing, the La
Mm.
Liga
Hmm,
also changed its this thing in terms of paying it in one go. If I'm not wrong,
okay.
I just think because I think I've read something like this.
Mm.
Because I did read as to how Rodrigo would be an affordable deal for Arsenal in
Mm.
terms of wages,
Hmm.
but
Mm.
the installment in which we can pay it can be uh, uh, like changed around or something.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
I have a question now that we are talking about X factors.
Mm.
Do we build a player that has got the X factor, or do we buy a player that has got X factor?
We are already building one in Saka. We are
That is
already
my
building
exact
one in
question.
Miles Lewis Kelly.
That is my
My
exact
God.
Waneri
question.
can be in the next 2-3 years as well.
Match domain is in one area. That's what I think. In terms of
We
building
already
X
So,
factor, we have.
we have built an X factor with Rice now. X factor
Mm.
do
through
we
fittings, X
have
factor through corners, X factor in normal.
Mm.
right? So we've got all these guys, and still it was Arteta who was crying for the lack of X factor after we lost against Bayern, right? So my question is, do we actually inherently have X factor players in an 11, or can we? Is X factor a thing that can just be bought?
Do you think Sesko is an X factor or is he going to become an X factor?
Fair
He
play.
elevates a system. That is how I'll clock it.
You what?
Exactly.
You
So
what?
he's also in between.
Hmm.
He elevates a
I,
system. He isn't an X factor.
I think he
Is
will
Nico
become an
Williams an
X
X
factor.
factor?
Yeah.
Are we buying Nico Williams to be the X factor? Is
For
he
the
the X
final
factor?
product, no. But for the way he influences games, yes.
X factor is influencing games. So yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think Sesko will become an X factor.
Hmm. So we are buying a potential player
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
terms of X factor as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because I feel the thing X factor is overrated. Anyone can have that X factor if they are good enough. It's as simple as that.
Is
Why
Embuemo
not?
or Semenyo X factor?
Yeah.
Maybe in the Premier League, but not in Europe. Because we've not seen them do it in
Yeah.
Europe,
Yeah.
or at least for their own country. That's what, na. So that is why in this team we need an X factor from the left hand side because Because as a striker, it could be even Merino, it could be even Declan Rice, it could be even Kai Havertz. We will get goals, but we don't. We need a left wing X factor to create something out of that place, to
Yeah.
influence on the left hand side as well. Because when the right hand side, you always know that Saka has been covered by like two, three players. So during that time, we need somebody on the left hand side to do or influence similarly from the left hand. That is why I still think an X factor, a player like Nico Williams or Rodrigo is a must on the left hand side than getting an X Factor striker. If you're getting Isak, that solves literally everything. But Isak is not available. Our idiots didn't
X
spend
Factor.
that
So
money.
the
That
conclusion of all of
mm,
it would be X Factor is a player who influences game states and not necessarily a player that can mean he's not someone that you can buy. He is
mm,
there. He can be your Calafiori. He can be your Lewis Kelly. It's just about producing in that moment. So are
mm,
we
With
classifying X factor
consistency.
as that then?
mm,
Consistency,
mm,
yeah, fair
yeah.
enough.
Um, Next thing. Crystal Palace executives will fly to UEFA for Crunch Summit tomorrow. Concerns clubs' European
Huh?
participation may be under threat.
What?
Oh, wait. They
Multi-club
don't.
ownership of player.
Wait, what do you mean? Then City owns literally Girona. No, not Girona.
Yeah,
Wait,
Yeah,
Girona. They
Girona.
are the
Girona.
Girona player.
Girona. Girona played UCL with these people. Wait,
Chelsea have
Yeah.
No, Strasbourg didn't qualify.
who are the owners of Coastal Palace?
Now check which multi-club model they are.
Oh,
As
Oh, Lyon.
ooh,
Bro,
ooh.
Lyon are going bankrupt, bro. Sell them off.
And Leon ain't in Europe, I guess. See? Yeah,
Oh, then
Leon
fair enough.
doesn't. Yeah, Leon doesn't have Europe. Uh-huh.
And Lyon are on the verge of bankruptcy also. They need to sell players or they need to sell assets. So Crystal
Mm-hmm.
Palace is their option. Oh, Lyon
And
they
get
got Europa. They got
Oh,
Europa
okay.
League, sixth
Okay,
place.
okay. Mm-hmm.
wow.
And City already lowered their shares in Girona. So, oh, makes
Ooh.
sense. Makes sense. Okay, fair enough. Okay. And with Leon being bankruptcy, getting only 35 million or 30 million for Turkey feels like
No, they don't have an option. They don't have an option. They have to
I
sell
know.
all
I
their
mean,
assets for lower price. Yeah, yeah, I get you. I
mm,
get your point.
mm.
They'll have
uh,
to
mm,
sell their sell
mm,
some part of either Palace or Lyon
mm.
in order to.
Warren a City fan, by the way. He actually on the stream. Leon needs to sell. Yes, give me Turkey. I'm not saying he won't have bad games or bad months, but the potential is there. I'm not the kind to simply hate on a player. If potential is there, I'm ready to wait. Odegaard has the
Diao?
potential to be a great player.
Bino
No,
Gittins.
Gittins, him and
Bino
Gittins.
Gittins.
Yeah.
And I can assure
Uh,
you, you will
mm,
not care about potential if he's not able to produce next season. You'll
mm,
say, why did you sign him when XYZ was available? That will happen. That is just a fan's perception of how the
mm.
team is doing.
And also, you as in not you, I meant like people who say that how we should sign ball wildcats. Ratcliffe also sold his shares in OG for United. Oh, now at what cost?
Yeah, Nice are in the Champions League, no?
Mm-hmm. Okay. There is this one point that I want to talk about. Where is
But
Word's situation? Where is that conversation? Words hypothetically, is Florian Words worth 130 million? Okay. Before we come to Leverkusen Casino, Nico Paz, what is his position?
Attacking
attacking
midfielder.
midfielder.
Attacking midfielder, right? Why do I weirdly feel? Okay, there are two scenarios here. First thing, we'll talk about the Madrid game. Why do I feel Madrid will actually tell them that hold on, run out your contract, next season will come and sign you? Because
To
see,
whom?
tell Wars to like run out his contract at Leverkusen so that he can go to Madrid next season. Because because Eric Ten Hag has come to Leverkusen, and Leverkusen are not going to sit there and think that it's fine if we be in fourth or fifth because they've seen what it is to win a trophy, to win the league. So they would want to invest, right? So I don't think they want to lose out on Wirtz and Frimpong in the same season,
But
right? Hmm.
but
Hmm.
why would Leverkusen say that okay, we'll reject the 150 that Liverpool is offering us and let you go for free?
And if I'm not wrong, they were also giving him a new contract
Hmm.
in order to make him
Exactly.
stay.
So,
So they can just do that if Wirtz is. But
That
hmm.
they've got two
puts
bids
Madrid out of the
rejected.
window. That puts
Yeah, they've
Madrid
got
out of
two
the
bids
window then.
rejected already. So I'm very sure he's bound to Liverpool, bro.
Okay, Liverpool. Now
This is this is
130.
just this is just the Rice situation, except for the fact that
Hmm.
with Rice it was City competing with us.
Hmm.
For
Hmm.
this literally no one.
And here, right? So they sing, and they were even
I
thought
remembered
by.
something. I remembered something. We were talking about right wingers being good at left wing, right?
Hmm.
Mohammad Kudus.
Ooh. He's
What
good as
happened?
centrally as well. He's a good midfielder that too.
You know how I remembered this?
Weirdly feel because of somebody in our group chat, somebody said his Raja, his stocks are low or something. He said,
No, not because
oh,
of that.
yeah.
Oh yeah, probably that. Not because of that, but in this conversation, it was because of the City Declan Rice factor. If you remember that
Hmm.
Ah,
conversation.
yeah.
Hmm. 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 Fair enough.
Kudos I'll take.
Uh,
Easy.
hmm. Yeah, you were saying regarding words.
Nah.
Okay, huh. And also for 130 million, right? They rejected this bid and they said that they want somebody like a Conor Bradley or even Kwanzaa, if I'm not wrong.
I haven't heard of
Because
this.
the reports have come out say that they want to include one of those players in that deal because they're losing
Fair only,
Frimpong.
bro. But it has to be Quansah. It can't be Bradley.
Huh.
For
Or a
Liverpool, it
Bradley.
has
Fernandez, but that's not a fair deal.
for Liverpool it should be Kwanzaa, but I think for Leverkusen, I think they would take Bradley because they need a
But
right
that's
back.
a fair to fair approach if you're making a switch of if you're switching money plus a player. In
Yeah.
Leverkusen's perspective, that is fair. But
Hmm.
how much? 100 plus Bradley, 120 plus Bradley.
I think 120
Conor
plus
Bradley
Bradley, I think still.
literally
still
should not be leaving Liverpool. He's still their perfect right back.
hmm,
Oh,
hmm,
Jeremy Frimpong is not a right back. I'm sorry.
hmm. Because see, I see him go to Liverpool, but in this case, I think they will lose out on a lot of money because of that Vatska situation. Because see, 130 million bid is also rejected, so they're expecting a lot more. And on top
They
of that, this thing,
because they know that Liverpool is in for him. They know that Florian Wirtz wants to leave, so they're just
hmm,
milking this position.
Financially, Liverpool are in the place as well.
hmm,
Yeah,
hmm. Okay, if we're talking just as football fans, at what point do you think Liverpool should say, "Tuck it, we're done with this, we won't go beyond this."
160 million.
160.
60 year.
Anything
So
plus
you're
150 is not worth for
hmm,
words and not worth for their whatever signings they want to make in the further, which is a defensive midfielder or a left
hmm,
winger striker, because none of them are going to come for cheaper than anything less than waiver money.
Florian Wirtz in reality is a luxury signing. It is not a
Yeah,
signing that
for
Liverpool
Liverpool, it is
needs.
a luxury sign.
hmm,
Yeah,
But the player is luxury as well. That
yeah.
is what it is.
And this is where the is he worth it debate comes in. In this market,
hmm,
you are worth your price tag if you have shown potential and if you can be top five players in the world. And
hmm,
how can you quantify the top five players in the world thing? It's
hmm,
either signing a talent that no one knows and he's got immense potential, or you sign the next big thing. And with
hmm,
Florian Wirtz, you actually cannot go wrong with the signing because I don't see him flopping at Liverpool come what may. And if Liverpool view him as their future because he's very, very young,
hmm,
and for Florian Wirtz, he
hmm,
is touted to be one of the best, if not the best youngsters in the world. And for
hmm,
him to command that price in the current market, I feel it's fair. In the current market, mind you.
hmm, hmm. Uh, Also, there is a lot of talks regarding him being injury prone and him having those issues. So for 160 million, you're absolutely trying to get a player who has a stellar record, attacking wise, who has a stellar record,
Yeah.
injury wise as well. So for 160 million, I really do not know. But for 130 million, I get it. For 100 also, I get it. But I think 160 is a stretch because even if they're not able to pay 160 straight, I mean, 116 like money, they'll have to let go of a player. So if they're letting go of like a Kwanzaa or maybe like a Conor Bradley, right? Do you think with 130 gone and with another player gone, do you think Liverpool have it in them to invest in another right back? Because
Yeah,
Frimpong,
definitely.
hmm?
I don't think so. The plan is to, right?
Yeah, they won't invest in another right back.
Then who is their
But
back right back?
can they
Backup
spend
Gomez.
magic is
if
Frimpong, bro.
Backup. You think Gomez is going to be the
right?
backup?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gomez
Okay,
right
you're
back.
talking about Bradley
Mm.
leaving.
Mm-hmm. Like
I
if they
don't
don't,
see that happen.
no, I meant like if
But
they
No,
can't pay the
City.
160, if they don't pay the 160, they're like okay 130 plus Bradley because Bradley will help
Mm.
Leverkusen. I can see that happen because they want a
but
right
then
back. That is,
again,
mm,
if they're spending 130 million on Florian Wirtz,
mm,
they are selling the likes of Darwin Nunez and Luis Diaz in excess of 60 million pounds each, easily.
mm.
That basically balances the amount that they are paying for Wirtz. So can they sign other players as well? They definitely can.
Again, we're seeing it as absolutes. It's never like absolutes, no? Worst case situation, we really do not know how it is going to be paid off. Okay, if it realistically say that it's a three installment kind of situation. Your first installment will be less, say
Still a
like
lot,
30
man. It's
million.
still a lot.
Uh,
Still a lot.
First installment will be like okay, 30. Second installment 50. Remaining, if it like 30 or 60, remaining will be 60 like that. Okay. So in 30 minutes, you're sending away 30 minutes
Good
and
point.
corner Bradley. Nunez and Luis Diaz, if they're saying that okay, 60 million each, it's not going to be flat 60, no? It's going to be again in installments. As
Fair
in
enough.
two
Fair
installments.
enough.
So I'm really confused like how it is going to be the case.
Now, and
Mm,
just to
mm,
answer this thing, is he worth
mm,
that price tag? No player
mm,
is worth anything. It's about
mm,
how he translates his performances at a previous club
mm,
in the club he is going to sign for.
mm,
Was
mm,
Declan Rice worth 105 million that we paid for him? If you no, if you were to talk when we signed him, no.
mm,
But
mm.
has his have his performances justified that price tag? He's double that
Absolutely.
amount for us now.
Absolutely.
Simple.
Mm, mm. Uh,
Who's the last player to go above 120 million? Caicedo?
Enzo,
Remedy,
Caicedo.
No, in
Caicedo,
general.
In general.
Enzo, Caicedo, uh,
Okay.
Bellingham. Bellingham was I think
Nah,
130.
Bellingham was 100.
Bellingham was
100.
yeah.
100? Okay, 100. Chubameni was like 100.
80,
Uh,
80-ish. 80 million
hmm,
pounds something.
hmm.
To
I haven't been
to
in.
go for a price tag of above 120 million pounds is crazy. I mean that hasn't
Hmm,
happened.
Bro,
If the,
hmm,
if
on the
if it
hindsight,
was to happen, it would have happened in the Premier League, nowhere else.
hmm,
on the hindsight, imagine a 2017 version or a 2019 whatever version of
hmm,
Joao Felix was sold for 144 million.
hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, it was
क्या
just
वो
the price tag attached to him that
Hmm,
made him a dud for everyone, man.
well, he was a
There's
very good talent back then.
there is
hmm.
still a good player in Joao Felix. I'll argue it.
So you would take
There's
him at
a
Arsenal?
good player. I
I
was
think he
ready to
would
take him
really
at
do well.
Arsenal a year ago. Yeah, I would
I
have
think he'll
taken
do
him.
really well in the Bundesliga.
Hmm,
Ooh, good shout. Joao Felix is a good footballer, man.
hmm.
Felix is a player whose career can be reignited by Dortmund
Yeah.
Hmm. Can maybe, Hmm. maybe like a
or a
Holland.
Monaco also.
Hmm,
Or just
hmm,
go back to Benfica, bro. You'll do well there.
hmm,
And when he was at Atletico,
hmm,
and when we were in talks for Gabriel Jesus, my
hmm,
first thing was if you aren't able to land him, just get in Joao Felix, please. He was that
hmm,
he was that good for me back then. I mean, 3 years
hmm,
ago.
hmm, hmm. We'll take the rest of the comments. Finally, talks on Itinerary are back for City. We really need wingbacks to produce. Our current system doesn't allow our wingers to have any output because they are hung out to dry on the byline.
Nah,
Doku no
nah,
output. Doku doesn't get outputs per game.
nah. Th- They don't have any output because they are hung out to dry on the byline. I would agree if you didn't have wingers who don't have the quality. You've literally
Yeah,
got
bro.
1v1
You all
demons
have
in Sabinho and
invested.
Doku.
You all have invested in talent,
Jeremy
but
Doku is a very good 1v1 dribbler. He's a very, very good dribbler. You can't say this.
Okay.
Nah.
He's a good dribbler, but very wasteful.
I agree with Vardhan's comment though. I get his point of view
Mm-hmm.
because as a City fan, he knows that if it doesn't work out as well, they have the option to sign those players, and hence they can speak in that way. No, no, I'm not making it as a joke. It's just as to how City have operated as well. You had, bro, imagine replicating Mahrez in a Savino, although Savino hasn't bombed out, but that's him. Then you have so many players like that, bro.
But then
But
they've
yeah, I agree
got the
because see,
quality.
if your winger is being put on the this thing on the byline, you need to get the best out of your fullback. But you already have Guardiola doing that, right? From the left wing, if you're saying that that is a
Nah.
problem.
That is where Aitori will come in and he will do very well because I see him as a between the lines player.
I get it,
And
but
he's, yes.
okay, you can argue in the Champions League as well. Fair.
Agrees to an extent, but it doesn't work when everybody's fouled in the box. Oh,
But
yeah.
rather sign. Oh, yeah, okay, they are.
City is
Bro, these people are
spoiled for
fixing all
choices
their
in that
issues, man.
area, man.
But they're fixing all their
Chelsea,
issues at the same time, bro. They're getting Reinders, they're getting a chair, they're getting a creative player, they're getting a midfield player, they're getting a left back. If a winger or a striker goes, they'll get that also. Marmoush is gone. They haven't replicated. Not Marmoush, sorry. Alvarez is gone. They got Marmoush as a replication.
there is not a single formation or a block in the world where City should struggle in. There isn't. City has literally got all the bases covered, man. All the bases covered.
To me, Reinders is the most important signing.
Very, very surely.
I
To be
agree.
honest, Rodri is the best signing for your next season. I can't.
Mm. Mm. Leon and Palace both are in Europe. One is the battle. So sad for Palace. Bro. Yeah.
There's no option. They just has to back off.
No, one
I'm
has to back.
serious.
One needs to back off.
There's no like compromisation and all.
I think that's the whole reason that they're going to like. That's the whole reason for this one, if I'm not wrong.
Then they should be sent to the conference league or something, bro. That's just not fair.
This is very
Mm.
harsh.
Mm-hmm. GK, welcome GK. How are you? Striker option बता मेरी यूनाइटेड खेली हो. Mitrovic, uh,
Jonathan David, bro, honestly.
फटाफट बता.
Jonathan David.
See, if they want
Jonathan.
free Jonathan David, if they want little bit experience and willing to break their wage cut structure, Osman is out there. I think Yorkeris will suit Amorim because Amorim will make that happen somehow at United.
Doctors will do it at
Uh,
United.
if not, Patrick Schick is an option there. This one, a bit at who's the striker at this one, dude, at Leverkusen?
Hardly.
Boniface. Boniface.
Oh,
Boniface,
Boniface.
Victor Boniface. Yeah.
No, but
Mm.
he'll stay, I think.
Imagine
But they
Leverkusen
have
using
two good
Boniface.
strikers
What's
rotating, bro,
uh,
and
Mateta
both
would
of
cook
them.
as well because Mateta has been playing in a similar system at
And
Palace.
Hakuna Matata as well, bro.
Acuna won it.
We get a
what
slander, man.
I still say Liam Delap would have been the perfect move for
I was
these
just gonna say
guys.
that. I was just gonna say that if Chelsea didn't get
Perfect
him, Liam
move.
Delap.
Perfect move for United. You would have 100%
Osman
back.
cases is also वो तो है रेडर में केशव जी ऑसमन के
Osimhen
अलावा
again. United is not in a position to sign a player like Victor Osimhen. They cannot.
Bro, they'd have to cancel their stadium plans ASAP after Osimhen signs, bro.
no, what if they send Openda?
Good option, but he won't be sold, and his price tag is
Yeah.
75 million up.
So imagine United are like, you know what, we'll screw with Arsenal, they'll go sign Openda. Tesco won't probably be moved.
Openda
ना
doesn't
ना
give
ना
you, bro.
भाई, वो वैसा नहीं है.
Sesko is
You,
more of an attainable option. For in
Yeah.
terms of money for this thing for them as well.
hmm, hmm. Arsenal concrete on Sesko United can fare for your convincing. But अपने कोनिया भी तो है लिए है.
Bro, wait,
Cunha,
wait.
Cunha
ले
is
लिया है.
not a striker.
If
Hmm,
okay, say in an ideal world, they have now
hmm,
landed Kuna.
hmm,
Bruno is on his way to Saudi. He's gone to Saudi.
hmm,
Hmm.
What if they have a change in plans?
hmm.
Put Kuna as the striker, sign a creative midfielder or a box-to-box profile to play that attacking midfielder role.
Okay.
Who would it
Okay,
be?
let's entertain. Yeah, exactly. If you're entertaining that conversation, who would it be?
Cherky.
But he
You,
isn't
you,
signing for them.
you think Cherky will leave the Man City का deal and go here?
ना
No
वो तो
way.
obviously.
There's nothing in the Man City deal apart from Champions League football and like
I'll
good big club
still
stuff.
argue. I'll still argue they can get in a controller profile. I don't know who it can be, but they can get in a controller profile, play
Hmm,
copy menu in the midfield,
hmm,
have what is his name? Cunha, the
hmm,
right 10, and a striker.
hmm,
They're
hmm.
good.
Who's
United
their
should
attacking
probably try and
midfielder?
get
Mason
Boniface.
Mount.
Mason Mount.
Mason Mount or
It is
Mason Mount. Actually, this is
Mason
not a
Mount has a
bad
box
shout.
to buy. Mason Mount has a box to
Mateus
box.
Cunha, nah.
No?
It's too deep. He can't play in a two midfield
Okay.
formation
Cunha
as a
on the left.
midfielder.
Hmm.
A defensive midfielder or a more of a controller paired
Hmm.
with Kobe Menu,
Hmm.
Mason Mount, Mateus Cunha, and a striker. It's good.
Actually, what about this profile? Mika
Mika.
Abdul.
Nah, good
He's not
profile,
moving,
but
bro. He's still growing.
yeah.
Let him grow.
I don't think
Let
that's a
him
bad
grow.
option. I don't think that's a bad option. It's just that it'll hurt us. It'll hurt Arsenal.
No, no, no. He's very young, bro. The
Hmm.
three hat tricks shouldn't fool a person to sign Mika Barrett directly.
I
He's
But
mean,
still
if
growing.
there's anyone who can get fooled, it's United. So yeah.
But he's not the player who will leave them, and there's no link at all of him even leaving the club
hmm,
when he's just signed for them like 6 months back.
true,
6 months
true.
But
back, literally. Stamgras, he left from Arsenal.
Hmm,
He
hmm,
was sold in January after playing half the UCL for them, and he
hmm,
came to Monaco. So
hmm.
I don't think so that he's moving.
would
Oh,
you guys agree with the way I've set United up?
it makes a lot of sense. See, here is the thing. Na? If people are expecting Javi to leave RB when he signed 6 months back, why are people not expecting the same thing of Mika, who just joined 6 months back?
Why would he leave Monaco and join United, man?
That is the other conversation. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying if people are expecting Javi to leave within 6 months, why are people
Fair
not
enough.
expecting
Yeah,
Mika
fair
to?
enough.
I'm talking from that
Yeah, it was
perspective. I'm
just
not
a
saying him
shout
back.
from him. He
Mm-hmm.
just talked on the profile. Fair enough.
It makes sense.
But
Dembele,
Liam Delap would have been solid.
yeah, for 30 million, you're getting young abroad. And even homegrown quota would have been sorted out for them.
The funniest thing about Liam Delap is no
Mm,
matter how hard you try, that signing cannot be a failure. The
mm,
price you've signed him for is 30 million. If it doesn't
mm,
work out for you, you can
mm,
ship him to any club for 50 or so. And if
mm,
he is there as a project striker, he
mm,
can be grown into a very very good traditional number 9.
mm,
And
mm,
if one can do it in a team like Ipswich, he can definitely perform at Chelsea. And with the way Chelsea plays, he'll be
mm,
very very good for them.
mm, mm, mm.
One to watch out for next season. He'll bang one.
Definitely, definitely.
My cosign.
Oh, Parth ka question.
My cosign.
What's a special or Felix Gasset, bro?
Yeah. Wow, Felix at United, man.
Fe-
I'll just say
Felix,
if you like Mateus Cunha, there's no reason for you to not like Joao Felix.
oh, true, true. I guess so. Yeah. Guys, I have a question. Despite winning struggles for Brazil, you continue to play left wing, especially
Man,
since Ansel since Ancelotti has joined them.
Ancelotti,
Now
acha,
that
हाँ.
Ancelotti has experienced,
Mar 9, Merino 9.
no, Martin. Okay, Merino at Bernabeu. start him as a striker and performs very well, what happens to his position in club football?
Mm, when it comes to his position in club football, I still believe that he's got too many qualities to not be a winger. I mean, he is the quintessential winger for any club in the world. And playing him centrally, I don't see it being that good.
Hmm. Okay, one second, one second.
Eh,
Uh, wait. Oh, he meant Martinelli.
Martinelli.
Oh,
Nah, Vinicius and Martinelli don't perform in the same way. I mean, they can't be platformed in the same way. Nah. You either have a centre forward's instincts or you have a winger's instincts to come inside and shoot.
hmm, hmm.
With Martinelli is the former, and with Vinicius is the latter. I
Okay.
don't see him do that well. I mean, centrally. Give him a traditional striker in front of him or alongside him, he'll do well.
Hmm, hmm. Uh, current Neymar would be more effective than the
Bro, but imagine
Same.
Ancelotti gets to cook both of Vinny and Rodrigo at Brazil again.
Hmm, hmm,
And again, again, Rodrigo doesn't start in front of Vinny.
And that will happen. As long as Vinny is there to compete with him, it will
hmm,
be Vinicius starting. When I don't feel that should be the case.
hmm.
And it's
And
not because of
Rodrigo,
the footballing ability.
Hmm.
that is why you need to join Arsenal, play as a left winger, prove it to the world that you're better than Vinicius, and hence why
The last
the
Brazilian
Ars.
who played left winger for Arsenal got a call out from Brazil, just saying. So
Oh, ha,
Martinelli.
Martin. I know.
he scored on his debut as well.
Rahul, Arsenal should be up for Barcola, top touchline winger. Concerned with his high BCM numbers, though, but with Due and Quara starting over him, he can be obtainable tops. I will let
Obtainable
Parth.
because his
Oh,
fees were also 42 million. We've spoken about this already. So yeah.
oh,
But it's
oh,
too good to be true, man. He's not signing
Okay,
for
okay.
42 billion.
oh,
Question. Is Barcola the X factor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're talking about influencing games, he's an X factor. For sure.
oh, oh.
He's the type of winger who will take games. So yeah,
100%.
even I'd agree.
I'm liking this X factor debate, man. What constitutes X factor and what doesn't?
Who was it in chat who brought it up, bro? There was one guy.
Okay, so a person who watches a lot of Madrid knows a lot about X factors, right? Let's add him to this, and we'll see what he says regarding this. Hey Raja, how are you?
All fine,
Hey
man.
bro,
Hello.
man.
Yeah, took a
Mhm.
bit long to join.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, some people will join just before time. Some people will go for shopping. Some people may not even come. It's fine. We are the false type for a reason. We're cool that way. We're chill. But yeah, answer this question. Actually, Arush, ask that question again. We can go from there. Yeah.
Yeah, my question was basically on Barcola. Do you think he's an X factor for Arsenal in terms of a signing that
No,
Arteta wanted?
no, I don't think so. He's not ready for our type of play. He's really good in transitional situations, but like when it comes to playing against West
Okay.
defenses, I don't think he has the skill set to affect that much.
Okay, we asked this question earlier also. Do you think Nico
Mm.
Williams has the X factor?
In that sense, yeah, I'd like to say so.
And do you think Sesko has the X factor?
Hmm, that's something different. I mean, at this moment, I'd say no.
Mm,
Mm.
that's
Mm.
what our thing is.
Yeah. This
The,
is, uh,
the thing that everyone views the word X factor differently is intriguing.
Well, I feel Sesko is a potential X factor, whereas we
Yeah,
know Rodrigo is an X factor. We know Nico is an X factor.
and our whole point of debate for this was basically that we need to grow our own X factor, and we said how we have Saka in this spot. So
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
basically,
Hmm.
so.
See, my assessment on Nico Williams being an X factor is basically because we usually generate a lot of 1v1s on the left side.
Mm,
And I think Nico Williams really thrives in
Beat your
those
man.
situations. And yeah,
mm,
beat your man, cross, put in the cross or cut inside. I mean, he can do everything. And that is
Yes.
something different than what we have.
mm,
Uh,
yes,
when it comes to Sheshko, yeah, I mean, he has great ball striking, but I
mm,
think we'll know more when we see him in a more much better system like ours compared to what he's at Leipzig right now. So I
mm,
think only
mm,
time will tell, but I think he has every ingredient to be an X factor.
mm, mm.
Let's see.
I just wish, man, I just wish Embuemo was like a right-footed player. It would have been insane. Like, it would solve a lot of shit if he was just a right-footed. But yeah, it is what it is. Nico Williams, X Factor 4. Would you rather have Nico Williams or Rodrigo?
That's a tough question, but I'd say Nico Williams.
Okay, okay, okay. Is it because the bias that you have towards Nico Williams, or is it like gentle, like you have something?
No, I mean, see, like Rodrigo can't do what Nico Williams does. Absolutely, he can't. But
Mm,
Rodrigo does offer that something different when he comes inside, and
mm,
he's comparatively relatively proven talent. But I think
mm,
Nico Williams suits us better than him.
mm.
And yeah, I mean, I don't mind having Rodrigo either, but I'd say my preference is towards Nico Williams. Basically, we'll see what happens.
You know what? Now that I think about it,
Of
I
course.
feel a lot of us confuse X Factor and Clutch Gene.
Yeah, it is true. X Factor is basically clutch, no?
Because you're
Now,
influencing them, yeah?
people, when I see people talking about an X Factor, they are like someone who can deliver in that moment at that time. And when it comes to Nico Williams and his and Raja's assessment of him being an X Factor, it doesn't stem from that fact. It stems from the
Yeah,
fact that he can create. So his definition of
Mm,
X Factor is different and of a
but
clutch player is different.
again, Raja's definition of an X Factor being is that he can create in order to get that assist, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
Or beat his man, go inside and score. That's basically what he means, right? So
Clutch
clutch and X
factor.
Factor is basically same.
Yeah.
See, like I agree what Parth is alluding to here, but like yeah, I mean, clutch is something different. I think when you
Yeah.
want to say like clutch, you have like Leandro Trossard, like who can just
mm,
score at the end, like something inevitable. But I don't
mm,
think none of the players available in the market are that type of players, right? Like who
mm,
can do this what we call clutch. Even in like I watch NBA a lot, and you'll see many
mm,
clutch players who deliver in the last moments, but
mm,
it
mm,
actually depends. In football, it's kind of tough to define that. But I think in a
mm,
right system, Nico Williams is obviously the right choice for me.
mm. Makes sense. It's funny
And
like how
also,
Parth has an airport, Aarush has cricket, this guy has railways, and I
Bro,
have the house
imagine
it was.
I would just tell my brother the same thing. Imagine if I was in Bangalore, in Bangalore tomorrow, and imagine RCB wins.
We are
Who
not
the
going
hell
there. We are
that's
not going there. We are not going
do
there.
you
We are,
do you remember
I'm
the
not,
time when I told you my neighbor used to put firecrackers on
अरे
my room?
भाई ये
Imagine what
भगवान
happens tomorrow. Imagine what happens tomorrow.
हाँ man I can't.
we are not going there. We are not going there. You wait.
Don't go
You
And
there.
wait.
also,
Even I'm not
also to
going to
you know,
Bangalore.
Uh,
shed more light on Rahul's comment of concerns with high BCM numbers. When it comes to wingers, I don't really care about how many chances you miss. It's about the number of chances you create.
uh,
BCM numbers can be talked about for strikers, not for wingers.
Extract in my opinion, directly corresponds to goal creating actions. It can be done differently.
Yeah,
Yep. Fair,
Uh,
fair definition.
this is my
uh,
exact definition of X factor.
uh, Ainsley says Martinelli gives major Ferran Torres profile vibes, but Ferran Torres is much better finisher. I
And
get the dribbling part. I'm saying in terms of player, Ferran moments
dribbling
are
part.
really good. He needs to improve his hold-up play in my opinion. Hmm. Fair play, fair play.
Did I just hear Martinelli and dribbling in the same sentence?
Do
Hmm.
you think
Hmm.
Martinelli is one of our best finishers?
No, no.
It's been a while since he finished chances, so I'm not really sure.
We went from him finishing chances to him being finished, man. What
He's
are these?
finishing us.
What are these times, bro?
I mean,
Oh
even
yeah.
the number one fanboys gave up in Sucheet and Arush.
We didn't give up, bro.
We
We were
didn't give
backing
up.
him literally half an hour in the
Uh,
stream, but
yeah, we didn't give up. We like,
Fighting
you
a
be
lost battle. They're fighting a
you
lost battle.
you be second fiddle. We still want you. You be second fiddle. But if you're giving 60 to 70 million and going to Barca and playing against Trent, I will support your journey.
yeah.
I think
Uh,
if as we are linked with Mbuemo, I think yeah, I mean Martinelli might leave. I think in that scenario, that
mm.
makes sense. But I will see what happens.
what happened? What happened, Nathan? Ah,
What
exactly.
had to happen, bro? Out of contract, bye bye.
Uh, uh,
What what had to happen happened, bro. I can't lie.
uh, Scenario: Winnie at left wing, Winnie, huh?
I
Winnie at left wing and
Yo,
Winnie at left wing.
two
Imagine
Winnies,
Martinelli backing
bro.
also. What would be the? Am
What
I
in the
reading wrong?
multiverse of Brazil is this, bro?
Who's Winnie and
what?
who's Winnie?
Okay, say it's Vinny at left wing and Martin at left wing. What the fuck? Bro, sentence is
That,
not
that
right.
uh, can't really compare Ferran and Martinelli. Martinelli by far the best. And Ferran's awareness near the goal is making runs beyond quite impressive.
Bro, none of
I meant
them
he meant
imagine our
he,
grief, man. None
yeah,
of them imagine our
he's a
grief
better
with
dribbler.
tripling and Rasmus, bro. It's fine,
Mm-hmm.
bro. I get all of them. They are all in the 2022, 23 version of
Yeah,
Martinelli.
exactly. And
And they are also in the verge of Martinelli having the pace, which I think is a very big factor in this.
and
Mm-hmm.
here
But I
is
honestly
where
think Martinelli is a better dribbler than Ferran, bro. I can't lie. Ferran,
And when
even
we
when he was
just
playing for City, he was the
mm,
type of guy who would wait for his
just finish.
physicality to do, yeah, and finishing
Mm,
basically in zones that
mm,
would help him. He was very good
mm,
in
mm,
positioning, I'd say.
mm.
if Martinelli is a better dribbler than Ferran Torres, I can only imagine how Ferran Torres dribbles.
Martin is a good finisher. He will.
He is already. He is already.
Rahul, I don't trust El Nacional as a source, so 42
Fair, bro,
million
fair,
is
bro.
not true. I think this is regarding
Wait,
Barcola. I think
Yeah,
regarding
whatever
Barcola.
it is. I said that his source was what.
Yeah.
42 million.
Uh, Staying Arsenal tactics, Samo. Oh, by the Samo would be good for you guys, United, if you want a
Right.
young.
Oh, good shout.
But,
Good shout.
but
Good
I
shout.
think he'll be costly. But I think he'll be costly because he just
Is he
moved to
He'll
Porto
be.
from
leaving?
Porto.
Is he leaving? No, he isn't he on loan?
No, I thought he
I
They,
moved.
think
they
they
signed him.
made it permanent.
Atletico?
They signed him from
No, no, no.
Atletico.
I thought on permanent
They
he left to
signed
Porto.
They
they
signed
signed
him.
him for like what 15 million plus something. I mean they
Hmm.
got him for really cheap, but it's
It
kind of
is
like a
15
complicated deal.
million, which goes on to 40 million with all the add-ons stuff, and it is player-rated add-ons. It's pretty weird, man. He's been given some crazy. I can't understand that
I
transfer,
can
bro.
see him
Yeah.
break into the
George
Spain national
Mendes.
team.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Spain
Is
80 is
decent
very very
fit?
good, man. Yeah.
Is fit or Broha?
Broa signs.
I think
I've
with
seen him
Bro.
But
play.
Bora is a
I've
winger.
seen-
Bro is a winger, bro.
Oh, striker, na?
No,
Nana is a winger.
Science is a
Okay.
winger.
Signs is a winger. He's not
Mm-hmm.
a striker.
I
Okay.
don't know.
Science is the Cantwell of 2025, bro. I can't lie.
Cantwell, man. Tom Cantwell. Eh, Bhagwan. Eh,
Which team does he play
Bhagwan.
for?
Norwich.
Norwich.
Cantwell. Uh-huh.
Oh,
Cantwell, God knows,
Uh,
bro.
God.
Last I
God,
heard of
Tom.
him when I was in 7th standard or 8th standard, bro. Post that, I've never heard of him, bro.
no, no, I was asking
Martinelli.
about brother science.
Yeah, he's for Norwich.
Hmm.
Okay.
He's not.
Martinelli, in my opinion, is very good finisher intuitively, but we have seen him with, yeah, true. Somebody who said Samu
He
will be
just
good at
moved on.
United.
He read that comment and moved on.
I don't know. We spoke about this, no? That no, we spoke about it. That's why I thought
We talk about finishes, right?
we
Look
spoke
at these
about him
people. Look at
being.
these haters, bro. Look at these
Yeah.
haters, bro.
Somebody said Samu will be good at United. Huh, I literally said it.
Hmm.
He's a good product striker.
Project
Everything is wrong. I think even Barca were linked with him, if I'm not wrong.
But if we're talking so much about finishing on United, isn't United? My bad. Move on.
Okay, this is a nice question, which I think we spoke briefly, but it's a nice question from Rahul.
Yeah, they are. They
Do
are.
you, no, no, this one.
Oh, I
Do
thought
you
you were
believe
asking about United
Rodrigo?
fans, bro.
Do you believe Rodrigo works well as a touchline option? We do not operate with overlapping fullbacks. In my opinion, he works best in half spaces,
Agreed.
which we
Agreed.
agree.
Platforming by.
But if you see the last again, what Arteta had done in the last few games is could be an indication of how it could be played. We have seen a fullbacks do overlap, right? So in that way, I think Rodrigo will work. But if you want a touchline winger to create something, Nico Williams is the answer. You can't expect Rodrigo to be the touchline winger. It'll honestly be another Martinelli situation, not
Yeah.
something that he's good at, right? So I do not want to replace Martinelli with a player like Martinelli to expect him to do something that he's not good at. So
But
if
to be
if you
fair
need,
to Martinelli, he's been performing well when he's come centrally in the
oh,
last phases
exactly.
of
That's
the
what
season.
that's what in half spaces centrally Martinelli is your man.
Look,
Touchline, he's not effective. At
if
least now. Yeah.
if Rodrigo was to come in this current Arsenal, he'll be the best version of Martinelli. Simple. The
So again,
Martinelli
speaking,
that everyone thinks of.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
I
that
mm,
think
and the fact that this thing, bro. I think every answer to this question would stem out only after he comes and plays under Arteta, because
Yeah.
Arteta's system keeps revolving. We have
mm,
players who can overlap. We have players who can play in different zones. We have Odegaard who can play as a left center mid. We have him play
mm,
as a left attacking mid, fluidly rotating. But the
mm,
thing is that they don't play as we want them to play,
mm.
and
Look,
that's what is going to stop us from answering this as well.
actually, you know what? To answer this question, right? The more I think about it, it makes sense why Nico could be the answer because he can be the touchline winger. He's good at half spaces. His shots are like really good. He can play on the right hand side if needed as well. So it, again, if we do not platform Rodrigo properly, it is going to be a huge failure. Whereas Nico Williams will give you the two things,
But
touchline
Rodrigo is
and half
also good
space.
at right wing.
Yeah.
No, no, I
But
meant like
again, Saka is there. Yeah, yeah, I get it. I get the point. I got the
no,
point.
I meant like if you we do not know how Arteta is going to platform him, right? In terms
This
of
is
doing,
continue, continue.
if you want your left winger to do both, I think Nico Williams is your best answer. But if you're sure that this is what I want from a left winger, that is to be in your half spaces, to be more centrally, and some people say second side ish, then I'd say Rodriguez is your answer
Again,
because I'm
this
not.
is why I think our left wing idea stems from a groundbreaking left wing talent who is very good at playing both wings. If not both wings, he's a two-way dribbler. He can
Mm,
play with both feet and can
mm,
dribble his man and has the pace. And this is with
mm,
Nico Williams. This is
mm,
used to be with Modric.
mm,
This is with Jamie Gittins. This is
mm,
with so many other options.
mm, mm,
As to how a profile player is being linked to Arsenal.
mm, mm.
But if I
Uh,
see Arsenal as a positionally fluid team, I feel that
mm,
Rodrigo would work better.
see,
mm,
for me, to platform Rodrigo better, we have to like have a fullback who can like more of a traditional fullback, like example with Milos
Robinson,
Kerkez, like that sort of a
Robinson.
wing fullback.
Mm,
But um, uh, what was I saying? I actually watched Rodrigo when he played for Brazil on the left wing, and he really struggles with contact. Like when the defender is close to him, he struggles a lot, especially when he's isolated out wide.
mm,
He doesn't
mm,
deal well with contact, and he just falls over or just like gives the ball away. He
mm,
can be quite annoying to watch, and I don't think we should sign him if we don't change what we expect from our left winger in the current
mm,
circumstances. If
mm,
we are to play him as a touchline winger, I think he'll be more of a miss after we sign him. Like, I don't think he'll work out in that way. We have
Yeah,
mm,
that's
to change our tactics a bit to sign him, but we'll say, yeah, that's why like I've been a proponent of Nico Williams for a long time. He
mm,
he just works perfectly with what we need, and as you said, like he can play equally good on the right wing as well. Like I actually thought he was a right winger when I first saw him play. He's that good,
mm,
even dribbling with his left foot. Like he's
mm,
incredible, man.
mm,
As Aarush said, Rodrigo is a wing forward. Nico Williams is a winger. It
mm,
all depends on how Arteta sees the left winger position being next
mm.
season.
Rahul says, I agree. Nico fits very well, especially if you see our current left hand side. Pod, Pod
Ah,
as in?
God.
Okay, okay, as a
Hey,
pod. Okay, I get it. Yeah, Skelly and Rice. Their central players are more of runners and have Nico as a creator. Their suits, in my opinion.
yeah,
I see. I see two ways. Either you change your left hand side for platforming someone like Rodrigo, or get Nico Williams to complement our current left wing. I choose the latter because Rice and Skelly are good to be are that
fair
good to be
point.
platformed. Hmm.
Fair point. Fair
Hmm.
point. But
So,
then again,
this-
I
hmm,
argue that the way we are playing currently, by currently, I
hmm,
don't mean the way we've played all season. It's
hmm,
just the way we've played after Martinez started to come insides more. I feel
hmm,
that if we continue playing that way, and if that is how Arteta thinks our left wing should be, then Rodrigo is a very good fit, and we won't have to
hmm,
change a lot stylistically. Because I've
hmm,
seen
But
Lewis Kelly
how
overlapping, I've
often
seen Calafiori there.
how often will we get to see Rodrigo play in the inside role from the start?
And
hmm,
Especially if
that's
it's a
what
low
I'm
block.
saying.
Especially
That's
if
what
it's a
I'm
low
saying.
block.
hmm,
If it is the idea of a winger that Arteta has, Nico Williams is the answer, straight up.
hmm,
Even even as much as people said touchline is not the biggest of problems for Trossard, you had to
hmm,
see him majorly on the wings, right next to the manager's box. As
hmm,
good as he was in the inside forward role, even Martinelli does look decent in that role when he's given
hmm,
majority of the ball there in terms of getting those
Yeah,
chances.
I agree.
hmm,
So if you're positioning a player to be one way, it has to be Rodrigo starting from center forward to play that role, bro. I can't lie because I
hmm,
can't see it happening consistently in a game for him to actually yield an output.
Fair
Better
enough.
than
Fair
that,
enough.
just sign a winger who can play on the touchline,
hmm,
and that is Nico
Plus,
Williams.
now that we've
hmm,
got someone potentially someone like a Sesko, Nico
hmm,
Williams makes more sense.
hmm, hmm.
Spam the
And
crosses,
also,
head those
and
crosses,
also this
send
one,
them in.
now. So yeah, me and Aarush, when we put out that Gyökeres scouting report, we spoke about like how the system needs to drastically change as a whole for Gyökeres to work. I'm not saying at that level, but try to understand and trying to pull that point where the system needs to change. Do you think if you're getting Rodrigo, we'll have to change an entire system whole drastically for it to work?
Not really. No.
Nah.
No, because again, look how we're talking because we're saying that.
How
Uh,
how Martinelli is being treated right now, if Rodrigo is treated that way, we are more than fine. But
hmm,
if we are treating or if we are seeing next season being the version of Arsenal that we saw earlier in
hmm,
the season with Martinelli
hmm,
hugging the touchline, Trossard hugging the touchline, then it has to
hmm,
be Nico Williams because again,
hmm,
as Rahul has said here, it would be Rice or Lewis Kelly operating in those half spaces, which leaves the
hmm,
winger outside, and that is
hmm,
where Nico Williams would thrive.
hmm, hmm.
Also, I have another example of what I meant X factor with Nico Williams. Just
Hmm,
imagine we are tied at 1-1 at like 80-85 minutes.
hmm,
Then we sub in Merino, Havertz, and then Sheshko all are in the box, and like Nico Williams, who is very reliable with his crosses, and he can generate those when he's 1v1. And imagine like just putting in the ball and like three players about 6'3", 6'4", just packing the box in and just trying to score a goal. I think that's fun. And on the other side, obviously Saka is elite at that as well. So
hmm.
I think these are the type of scenarios we can generate with someone like Nico Williams. I think he just makes perfect sense. I just hope the board back Arteta and just get his man. Um, yeah,
वही
that's all I
तो
have
उसका
to
ही
say.
तो डर है उसका ही तो डर है
Rahul says Kelly and Kala can give overload, but not consistently. They are also best in half spaces.
Yeah,
Kala, I believe, is a false left back. Man will be right wing playing left back. He wants to be free. Yep. Yep. Uh,
and this answers the question of not them being natural fullbacks because
Hmm.
we don't ask them to play in that role. If Calafiori is asked to play as a fullback, he'll do
Hmm.
a job there. He won't be awful. Lewis Kelly
Hmm.
hasn't been tried as a traditional fullback till now, and that is why we've seen his crossing not being that good. It's just about playing players more in the position you want to play them in, and
Hmm.
then you can make an analysis of whether they fit that position or not. But if
Yep.
we are to get a left back, a traditional fullback,
Hmm.
look at Maxim de Kuiper.
Who?
He
Approach.
Belgian fullback. He plays in
Okay.
the
No, I
Belgian
didn't hear the name. I didn't hear the name. What did you
Very
say?
true
Maxim
player.
de Kuiper.
Oh, Decoy Purse. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He plays for what that
Bruges,
Anderlecht,
Bruges.
Bruges.
No,
Okay,
Bruges,
Bruges.
Bruges. He's very good there.
I've
He's
heard
a
about him.
proper
Yes, yes.
traditional fullback.
No. What if we sign Robinson?
अरे वो नहीं यार.
I don't know. He's really good.
He's good.
No,
I'll
nice.
take him. I'll take him in a heartbeat.
And what if you take Robinson and Rodrigo? That'll literally help out whatever the overlapping
We
that he
should have
does
But
at
then
signed
the
again,
Alvaro Carreras from Telvio.
bro.
ooh, that
Okay.
scouting report was
This
quality.
is tailor-made, bro. This is tailor-made. Everyone thinks and speaks of Calafiori to have the attacking qualities which he has and have the
Mm.
defensive qualities which he lacks.
Mm.
This is
Mm.
Alvaro Carreras. At the
Mm.
same
Yeah.
level, at higher output, this is what Calafiori's potential can be.
Mm.
And this is what he'll show at this Real Madrid setup. Why? Because it is a three at the back.
Mm.
It sucks. Because
But
why?
Man,
Because I want to laugh at United, that's why.
I,
Because what
United
has
had him. United put in a clause where they could buy him back and they chose not to.
yeah, last season, at the end of last season.
Mhm. Have you guys seen Edu flexing? Ah, we saw. We all laughed about it as well, like including Igor Jesus. Huh?
That fucking ticket gave us Marquinhos, man.
I believe Zubi, Nico, and Sesko is a very good window. Perfect reference in here.
That meme
Bro,
was really funny. Guess the gunner. Marquinhos will be present in that.
Marquinhos.
Those videos are classic.
uh, people genuinely thought he signed that PSG to defend himself. Bro,
Bro, I think after a
mm,
certain point of time, Arsenal won't be able to make any of those videos because you'd have Fabrizio breaking out every talent from the academy, bro.
mm,
You would know every player in the world at this point of time. Something or the other will be written on them. There will be no guessing going on because for now they're bringing in players who used to play in the 1987 Cup final against some randomized team for those videos, man. They won't get
mm,
that time in some years.
Yeah, true.
mm,
This is
Also on
this is
this perfect window, I think only a perfect window would be signing a developmental centre back, and then Zubimendi, of course, Nico Williams, Sheshko, and also another attacker. That would be a perfect window. Other than
What do
that,
you think of
yeah.
an
it's
attacking
management
midfielder?
stuff.
Midfielder, yeah.
mm.
I don't
Attacking.
think so. It's
There's
needed. I mean,
like
we can manage it.
No,
You are high on Max Dominka situation again, but again, 15, 16 years old. Okay, yeah, Yamal is doing, it would be one off.
team.
You know what? Fine, fine.
अरे वो मतलब
Mm,
I
mm.
mean, you have one area as well. Like, don't discount him.
Ah, we are not. We're just saying that,
Arteta is.
um,
nah.
oh, not
I
this
think with
agenda.
Listen, man,
Zubimendi,
you should
the dynamics
leave.
will
You
change.
should leave Arsenal. You should leave Arsenal, man. Arteta is destroying your career.
We are joking. We are joking, by the way.
Arteta's updates.
Yeah, we are joking. We are joking
Ah,
because we've seen the
but
narrative run on Twitter and we're like done with it.
see, I have a question. Who do you
Mm,
feel will be our most impactful signing if we have the window that we are thinking we'll have? Ideally,
Nico Williams,
containing
hands down.
these three plus the additional two guys you want to bring in. Who do you think will
Nico
impact us
Williams.
the most?
I think
Nico
Zubimendi.
Williams, hands
I
down.
think Nico. My choice would be Zubimendi, but I think Nico Williams as well.
I can see Zubimendi because the effectiveness centrally will change. Because see, even if we have the same players and we have Zubimendi letting us play more centrally and helping out Odegaard to just be there and not drop, I think that itself will change. And obviously, with Nico Williams' quality, it will definitely elevate. I'm just saying the main issue, central issue, will be solved. So that's what I think is going to
And if we don't if we don't sign a left winger, Zubimendi will be our most important.
Uh-huh.
Zubimendi will be our most important signing, and Odegaard will have to be our most important player.
Hmm.
Simple.
Oh.
Dedication have I.
Yeah. Well, we dedicated to the art. I'm just
I
kidding.
mean,
I'm
I
just
think
bullshitting.
we are at a point in our project where we can't have any discounts on like not signing this player and that player. We have to sign all these guys, especially for the horrible window we had last summer. I think
Oh,
we just
oh.
have to compensate for that.
Yeah, we
Just
have to
We had a
to go
compensate.
on record, Arsenal is the most profitable club in the Premier League the last season, the season gone by, and we can easily spend 200 million pounds.
See, that's what, see, such conversations can be had. It's just that, see, again, if you get a Nico Williams at the end of the window, it's only in December you're going to be like, ah, okay, we've seen Nico, who's Nico Williams. If you get like a Sesko end of the window with no preseason, again, it's going to be an issue. We have to wait till December for something to happen. Because again,
Bro,
in December,
Arsenal
you get like
fans
a two.
judge too quick, bro.
No, no,
They
no.
said the
That
same
was
for
there.
Havertz. They said the same for Merino as well. Post
Mm,
November, post
mm,
December.
mm, mm,
They'll keep saying.
I think we should not pay the release clause for Nico Williams. Maybe pay a bit more to get installments because we just can't waste that much capital on a single player when
Yeah,
we
mm,
have all these other guys to sign.
mm.
Oh,
I just hope
that
they
works.
negotiate something.
If you
Yeah,
pay
that should
above the
work.
release clause, you can pay installments in different
ah,
portions.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
I,
sure.
Oh, I
I
never
mean,
knew.
it depends on the club, right? Like how this release clause works
Depends on
is
the
that like
clause,
in
yeah.
Spain, you give the player money and he goes and deposits at La Liga and just
mm,
signs his own release clause. I mean,
mm,
release from the club. But like when you go through the club, you can negotiate, obviously. So that's how this
mm.
sort of thing
That
works.
is that is why we didn't sign Zubimendi through paying his release clause. We are paying a higher amount to make it an
Mm,
installment.
60.
mm, mm.
Bro, imagine them post signing for a team. They go back to La Liga headquarters just to sign a deal which says, yeah, here you go, bro. Take the money and fuck off.
Uh,
Forgettable.
we are about to see the best time. If that
Thirty
is Salah
first
this
of
season,
July, 31st of July, 2024. Man, my
mm,
God, my God.
mm, mm, mm. But yeah, the stream has come to its natural end. We'll probably wait for like a minute for the chat to give their final thoughts. But yeah,
Natural
Raja,
end, as if it's
Natural
some
end, man.
natural disaster or something, bro.
I'll
as
come
in,
to my
I'm not,
Natural.
natural. I'm
as
just
in,
saying
as,
I'll come to my natural end if we don't end up signing a left winger. I'm telling you that much.
I'm saying if the more we talk, it will be just us trying to farm watchers. It is not going to be
Yes.
effective. I was saying that. Cool. Okay, chat, let us know your final thoughts. Raja, anything that you want to say to wrap up the stream?
Um, I don't know what to say.
The spirit of Arsenal, man.
Parth,
uh, Please, I'm on my knees. I'll give you the services you want, Mr. Berta.
pause,
Mr.
Yo,
pause,
Mikel
yo,
pause,
Arteta. Nah, nah.
yo.
pause,
This is
pause,
Easy,
a plea.
easy,
Nah, 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 nah. This
pause.
is
easy.
a plea. I'm sorry. This is a
On
plea.
your
I
knees, any services you want, easy.
have.
And
Easy.
guys,
Please,
who wants to clip this pic and post it on Twitter? You have my blessing.
please. Oh, you've heard me there, and I still stick by it. Please sign a left
Mm-hmm.
winger.
Mm-hmm.
Please, and
This
please
this
don't
is
mess up the Sesko thing. Do not.
Let's go. Oh my God.
completely
Yeah.
homophobic intended. Zero non-gay. Completely.
Okay. Okay. Whatever. Aarush, any final bit?
No words. You heard Parth do what he had to. The actions will come post the service, but that's all I have to say.
Uh,
I,
Good night, guys. Happy lunch, Sucheet bhai. Oh, Sucheet.
luck.
Oh,
You,
yeah.
lunch. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah,
अच्छा
even
भैया
lunch.
बना दिया भाई.
Uh, good
भैया
things. Good. Only good things today. Result was good and ordered the new kit. Which
ऑर्डर न्यू
result?
मान अरे
Which
आर्सेनल का ही
result?
किया मैंने यार
Probably his college or something.
Congratulations
Oh,
for the result, bro. What new kit you are invested in?
अरे सॉरी
Congratulations.
congratulations केशव
State of football fans, bro. They care about the kit. Kit? A kit? Are you talking about a piece of cloth?
we as a generation are cooked.
uh, congratulations on your result. I hope you got. Congratulations. That's all I'm gonna say. Good night, guys. Take care. Take care, Rahul. Good night. See you soon, man. Thanks, lads. Yes. Uh, okay. My final word. I just want to say, stay tuned for channel because we are going to come up with a CESCO scouting report with a lot of improvement in that video. Second thing, I have not forgotten regarding the giveaway, the jersey giveaway. I will do
The
that. I've
kit.
structured
The kit. The kit
the
we were
jersey
talking.
give, yeah, the jersey giveaway. So I've structured in a way that one person will be selected from Twitter, one person will be selected from Instagram. So if you have not yet followed us on Twitter and on Instagram, do check us out. I will plan it. Just give me some time. I just need to pay some bills, save up some money, and you know what? By next week there will be a giveaway.
You
Trust me on
can
that. Next week
you
I'll do
can
it because
even
I can
offer
see.
you can even offer your services. So yeah.
No, shut up. I'm not doing next week. I'm not doing next week. I'm just saying next week I can stream from home for till the entire of the month, so I can do that from home. So just stay tuned. Keep subscribing, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Till then, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're in the world. Bye bye. Peace.
Okay.